elevation here, but yeah,
Hey
I mean that
guys,
wind field
going
is pretty
live.
large. Wow, that just wedged
Got
out
a
there very quickly.
PDS warning on the ground right now.
Look at that. Folks, if you are
Actually
looking at
have a
Bingham,
PDS
Nebraska,
tornado
look
warning
at
with
these
a
boomer
tornado
safe spots.
on the
This is
ground
a
right now. I
large
am
and
watching Evan
extremely dangerous
Freiberg. Please
tornado that is
support him if you
currently
can.
in
He's in
progress
the
here in
description. I have the
Nebraska.
link for him
Again,
down there. He's
need
one of the
to
big
be
streamers that
in
are
your safe
streaming
spot.
right
This
now.
is a PDS tornado.
And they
And
have this
super
rated as
rare
a
tornado.
PDS tornado as
Condensing and
well.
uncondensing, but that doesn't really matter. You can see that dust getting lifted up underneath this thing right now. What that
He
means is that
actually
it's
has
still
a view of
causing
this thing
damage
on the ground. Let me get up
underneath
to
it.
the radar up here in Nebraska. Here we
This is
go.
Ryan Scholl's view
Yeah, so
of
this
the
tornado
same
is
tornado
actually on
from
the
the
ground
other
right now.
side.
They have it
As you can
rated.
see, it's
Oh
got a
my
bunch of
goodness.
cracks
Yeah, it's in
showing
the
to show
red.
there's
This
a
ain't
big
good,
dip
guys.
in
This
the
is
spot
heading,
here, but
it's
it just
on
gives you a
top
whole
of
nother vantage point
Bingham and
of what this
Ashby, and
thing is
this is
looking
in
like right now.
Nebraska. So we actually have a
Thank you, Joe
tornado
M,
on
for
the
the
ground
2 out
right
of 10
here
there
on
on our
top
super
of
chat. Oh,
Bingham,
we got 8 more left to go.
heading
Thank you
towards
guys so
Ashby
much.
and
Again,
Hyannis.
we don't take any sponsorships, so those super chat the super
So
chats help us
if
fund
you want to
and
see
pay for
actual
these
footage of this
chasers. They're
tornado,
not
in my
cheap.
link in
So
the
thank you so much.
description, Evan Freiberg,
Also, we got a police car
he
on there
has
as well.
chasers on top of
Man,
this right now.
look at this thing. It is still on the ground, getting very, very close to Bingham, Nebraska. Again, Bingham, Nebraska needs to
That unit
be
right here. This is a
in
scary looking
their
storm.
safe spots. This has now got very strong rotation on it. Let's come back over
This is actually a
to our
tornado
radar view.
emergency,
Look at
or
that.
not a tornado emergency, but a
Very strong rotation
PDS
along.
tornado
You see
warning
how
right
close
now.
that is
You
coming
kind
to
of see
Bingham.
the high
Still be in your
velocities.
safe
Yes.
spots. Next in line, I don't think there's going to be much after this, to be honest, in line. So it's mainly just going to be tornado gazing after this point. But Bingham needs to be in their safe spots.
Hitting
My
down
goodness,
right
it is
here.
wedging out again. Look how big that wind field is. It's actually almost reaching to the road right now. Holy moly.
Show you guys a brief look real quick. This
This
is
is an
Evan
extremely
Freiberger's
dangerous
view right
tornado,
here. If
folks.
you
If
want to
you
see
are
full
over
screen
here
version, just
in the Bingham,
go in my
Nebraska
description there and
area,
look at Evan
you need to
Freiberger,
be in
and
your
you
safe
can
spots. This is
see
getting
his stream in full
dangerously close
screen.
to you, and this is a very large tornado. As you can see, this thing is completely wedged out here, and that wind field
It's
is
a big
almost reaching
tornado.
to where that cop
It's
is. So
pretty
that might be
strong.
the outer circulation or the outer bits of this tornado that is on the ground right now. This could be approaching a half a mile wide, if not maybe even bigger. I'm not going to lie. That wind field seems to be extending quite far out in front of where this tornado
Not
is
good, not
at the
good.
moment. And again,
Lots
this
of
is Dan
rotation.
Fitz. He is from
Right here, I've got
SevereStudios.net. You guys
reports
can
of it on
check
the
him out
ground.
over
Obviously,
there.
we see
Click
it on
on
the ground
show him some
through
support
Evan Freiberger's stream,
there.
obviously.
And also,
But oh my
yeah, I
goodness, look
mean,
at these
holy moly.
velocities, guys. This is
Wow, look at
really
that. Man,
powerful. So we
maybe
got,
these chasers have got to be
it's
careful
big and
with
is
these little
it's
vortices
violent
that
at
can
this point.
form
That's
on the
why we got a
outside edge of
TORP
this. And that
tornado,
entire little dark
PDS
mass
tornado
inside
warning. That means it's
of
a
that little
large and destructive
swirling wind field
tornado.
around it, that is a
So we got 90
large
miles per
wedge
hour one
tornado that is
way,
in
and then we
progress
have almost
near Bingham,
110. Like this thing's
Nebraska.
almost
Please still be in your safe
almost
spots.
up
It
to
is
200
not
mile
over
per
yet. This
hour
thing is a
rotation on
very
this thing. It is
slow-moving
strong, but
tornado
that's what we're seeing
until
up
it
in the sky
completely
right here. We
passes
can
you.
actually look
We
at
want you to
all
be in the
measurements.
innermost interior room of your house. There's many
We're
walls
seeing it from
in between you and
6,000
the
feet all the
outside
way up
as humanly
to
possible,
30,000
a
feet on
tornado
the strength on
shelter
this.
or a basement that is underground. And you guys need to be going there.
Not
If you're
sure if
not there, go in
these
there
strengths are up to
and
date,
stay
but
in there.
this looks
Because again,
way
if you can
stronger
get
than what it's rated
underground,
for
that
right
is going to
now.
be the safest bet for your survival here.
This is
As
heading
again,
towards
this is a
Bingham.
large and extremely
Let me
dangerous
pull up
tornado
the
on the
map real
go
quick so
right
we can see
now.
where this is
It looks
headed.
like Ryan Scholl is man. Look how big this. Oh my goodness! I
It's
really
big.
hope that this misses Bingham, Nebraska.
Bingham,
This could be an extremely
Nebraska.
deadly
Why
tornado
do I
if you
not see
guys are not
Nebraska?
underground. This is a very
Bingham,
large
Nebraska.
wedge tornado.
Man, I hope
Definitely
these
need to be
people
getting up
got that. I'm
maybe a
sure
little
they
bit over
got
a
their
half a mile wide
warning.
at this moment. It's a little
If
bit
this is
hard to
a
tell what the
PDS
outer
warning right up
extent
here, Torpy, then
of
they
this
send out Amber
tornado is.
Alerts to these
But I can
people.
tell you
Hopefully
right
they're all
now
taking
on
shelter
radar,
right now.
we're talking about
It's
a
a
big
fairly
drop
small
of
town, but
near
this is a
80
big violent
miles per
tornado, so they
hour.
need to
So
get to
again,
safety
this is
immediately.
on the very strong end
I'm
of
worried about for these
tornadoes.
guys. Very
Need
small
to be in
town, but
your safe
still, this
spots.
thing's
This is
huge,
a
and it's right
very
on top of
dangerous
it.
situation. Please
And
respect
not only is
this.
Bingham in the
Stay
way,
there
there's
until the
another
storm
town just up the
passes.
road
Because
here,
again, that
Ashby.
entire area
It's another small
is the
town too, but yeah,
circulation.
these
I'm pretty
guys,
sure. Just
everybody in
judging
this
the dust
octagon
that is
here should be
swirling
getting
up
Amber
on the
Alerts right now. They
outside
may be jumping in
of
the
this
stream too
tornado
as
at this
well.
moment.
But yeah, it's
So
a
please
very powerful
just stay in
tornado.
your safe spots. It's almost
Looks
over
like
here
it's
in
gotten a
Bingham.
little bit
It's
weaker,
almost
but we're
over.
still
Just
seeing
continue
like
to be sheltered.
180,
But my goodness, we're
90
making
mile
an
per hour gate to
extremely
gate
close
shear right
approach
here in these
to
two.
Bingham. There is where
I mean, we
Bingham
still
is.
have, you know,
There's where that
the
center of
strongest point right here
circulation
is these
is.
6
You can barely
blocks.
even see a debris signature, so maybe, hopefully, it hasn't
You know,
hit
I haven't even looked at the debris
any.
scan.
Oh my goodness! Here's Ryan Scholl's view
There's a little bit, but not
on the
much. I mean,
front
as you
side
can
of this
see,
thing, and
I'll
as you
show
can
you
see,
again real quick.
it is an
If you want to
absolute
see this in
wedge
full
tornado
screen,
here,
go
folks.
to
This is a very dangerous
Evan Freiberger's
situation.
stream right here. He's
Oh my
actually
goodness,
got views
that
of
is like
this.
this is
He's got
making such a
2
close approach to Bingham.
chasers
The
that
good
he's
news
paying
is
for
if
to
it misses
actually
Bingham, I
be
mean
able to
it's just
stream it
all
full
field
screen on
zone
these
here. We're not
streams.
really
So
talking about much
yeah, just
impact
go in
to
my
people's
description and click
vehicles. As
on
long as we
Evan
get this thing
Freiberger,
missing Bingham and
and you can watch that
Ashby,
full screen.
Nebraska, then we should be good to go for the rest,
So yeah, we're
hopefully, of
in
this tornado's
Nebraska.
lifespan. Hopefully, it lifts pretty quickly. Okay, looks like man,
It's
this is
my
just
chat.
those cracks on his windshield are
Sorry, I
making
haven't
it
even pulled up
nearly
chat yet. This just
impossible
kind of like came up all of a
kind of
sudden.
see this
Oh,
tornado. I
here's the
wish you
chat.
would
Okay.
move
Now I
your
got
camera
chat pulled up. So if
away
anybody
from
has
the
any questions
windshield
or
so we can actually
concerns
see.
about any areas that
But
are
you
in
can still
nearby, yeah,
clearly
just go
tell
ahead and put in your city and
there
state or whatever, and I can
on
pull it up and
Ryan
let you know
Scholl's
what's coming
feed
towards
that
you.
that is still a
We do
large
have
tornado that is
a
presently above the
pretty
ground. This
large
is what it looks
area
like on
of
the
threat tonight.
backside
Let me pull up the
of the
SPC
storm, and you
outlook.
can
I have
barely
it
see
here
the right
somewhere.
edge. It seems like it's getting rain wrapped a little bit.
Yep,
Wow,
SPC. So here's our
this is not
SPC.
good. Not good, folks. You need to be in your
So
safe
these are our
spots
areas
moving
for the
forward. This
tornado
is
threats today, right here.
non-negotiable.
The
We come
2%
over here to
chances in
our
the green.
radar.
We have
You can see
2
on this
areas
side we're
here,
talking about
basically in Texas,
113 miles per hour.
Oklahoma,
On
Kansas,
the other side,
Nebraska,
64
and
miles per
a
hour.
little
Again,
bit up
this is a
here.
storm at the
And
current
then the
moment
red is
with a
obviously the
BRAT of
5%
80. Now
chance.
we're looking
So
pretty high up into
our
this storm,
tornado
so it's
we're
going to
seeing
be
right
hard
now is
to
right here in
determine
the red zone. So
whether or not
it's
that is
in the
going to
area
make
with
all
a
the
lot
way
of
down to the
nativities.
surface. But as you can see, the winds here are very strong inside of this circulation. So you definitely don't want to be taking any,
Yeah,
any
this thing's
bets
confirmed on the
against your
ground
life
with a
here. You want to
PDS
be in your
tornado
safe
warning right
spots,
now.
continuing to be in
There's
that
a lot of hail
position.
too,
It
so I
is very,
don't know
very
how
close to
well,
Bingham.
we do
I'm
have some
worried though. We
interference. We
got
got
some
some purple
damage
blocks. I
coming
don't
in
know
here.
how
Oh
well
my
this is
goodness!
reading the velocities, but
Wow,
we
that
know for sure they're
collapse
definitely
was
strong and
actually
that this thing's on the ground.
not good.
And I mean,
Not seeing any houses there.
there's trees that have been
But
damaged.
you
You
can
can see
see
these
that
trees
outer
ripped up by these
circulation
cars. So
is still
this
pretty
thing's on the ground doing
visible
damage
just in the
right now
distance.
as we
I mean,
speak in
that outer
Nebraska.
circulation is still pulling in a bunch of
Bradley
non-surrounding
Watson,
area because again, this
Massachusetts.
tornado is
Where
so
is
strong.
Massachusetts?
This is not a
What?
weak tornado. Oh my gosh,
Boston?
Ryan Schull is literally right next to this thing. What is he doing? He needs to go. Oh my goodness. He was like
You got any bad
right
weather
next
in
to this
Boston right
tornado.
now? Is it raining?
That kind of scared me for a moment. He was not moving. He needs to dip
Massachusetts.
out of there.
Oh, you're way over
Looks
here.
like on
You're
the
way on the
backside of
East
this storm,
Coast.
this thing is almost completely rain wrapped at this
I don't know
moment.
if there's anything going on right there or not.
Either it's rain wrapped
Let
or
me
that
pull up the
entire
national
thing is a
weather.
tornado. I'm thinking that's just the rain wrapping around it right now. Well, let's come over here. Looks like our chasers are repositioning.
National weather.
Man, this is yeah. I mean, that is the
Hold on one
definition
second.
of what a PDS tornado warning is used for. That when you talk about large and extremely
Oh, I see. So
dangerous,
you
that
actually
is
have
a
some stuff
large and
going on up
extremely
there in
dangerous
Boston
event.
right
This
now,
thing
huh?
started out as a weak rogue
Looks like
tornado, and
anything that came through
quickly
Boston's
wedged
pretty
out
much done for and out into the
into
ocean right now.
an absolute
So we got
monster
nothing else
of a
coming towards
tornado.
Boston for the evening. As it looks right now. We don't know about the convection. You might get
Coming
some
back
more
over here to Ryan
rain
Scholl.
today, but looks
He is
like
still very
pretty
close.
much
Oh,
everything's
crossing
just
the road
way
right
over
now. You
here
can see
that's
that it's
severe.
crossing the road. There it is.
Just basically, these are the only storms that have really formed in the areas
Yeah,
of threat
unfortunately,
today.
Ryan just does not
Let me
have
pull that back up
windshield
again.
around
So
here, folks.
yeah, these areas are the ones that are going to have the tornadic
His
threat. Let me
entire
see if there is
windshield has
actually
just
anything for
been
Boston over here.
clobbered
No,
by hail for the
we
past
don't
couple
have
days.
any chance for severe weather in
Wow.
Boston.
Yeah,
Let
this
me
is still a
see what
very
else
large
there is
tornado at this
for
moment.
the categorical for
You
the
can see
day.
it's taking a while for that entire tornado to pass over this road. It's still
Man,
over
it's
the
not
road.
even
You can
listing
see how
rain for
hard that
Boston
is.
today, but it looks like you definitely got some rain. But yeah, this is basically where we're supposed to see rain and thunderstorms for the day, this whole area. But I mean, clearly we can see here in National Weather's satellite view, you
Look
definitely
at
got
that.
some rain up here in Boston not too long ago. Maybe that was just leftover storms
My
from
goodness.
last night, my guess. But Yeah,
Yeah, that
you
kind
definitely don't
of
have to worry about
the
any
thing that's kind
tornadoes
of
in Boston
misleading about this tornado is I
because we
think
got
that
nothing
wind
else
field
coming for the
is
time
a
being. I
lot
will keep an eye on
larger
this
than
map
the
though. If you want to
actual
stop back
tornado
in here and
itself.
there, I can check and see if anything forms and heads towards Boston.
Pretty misleading. But my goodness.
Yeah, right now we're just dealing with what's going on in Nebraska for severe weather so
It's
far. It looks
still
like we
on
have
the
some
road.
storms
It's
forming
that
down
wind
in
field is
Texas
still
too
on the
now.
road. It still hasn't passed over the road completely. Yeah, there it is. There's the left edge of the tornado.
This one actually has some decent size hail in here, almost 2-inch size hail. A big old looking supercell, man. This thing is scary looking. I mean, you can clearly see where the
Really? Okay.
tornado is, and
I
it's
think that
big.
wind field might be just over the road now.
So basically, everything between
Looks
here
like
and here
Brian
is where
Schultz
it's
moving in for a little bit
rotating
of a
the
closer
most violently
intercept.
between the red and the green. So that's where
Hey,
our
thank you,
actual tornado is. And
Mr.
obviously down here on the
Putin,
ground.
for the $5 super chat donation. I do
Whenever you get
appreciate that.
double
Thank you
colors
so
like
much.
this is like a really big tornado.
Yeah, here's the latest on our
You can just
storm
really
on the
see how
radar here.
wide this thing
You can
is. And
see
we
that we
also
are still getting
saw on the
very strong
screen, like, this is a big
velocity
boy.
signatures out of this storm just east of Bingham. This again is still a very large
This is
tornado.
right, yeah. Is it
But I
just
think
east of Bingham now?
let me check
Heading towards
on the
Hyannis?
radar here. I think this tornado is past Bingham. So Bingham come out of their safe spots, and it's pretty much now completely over a field. But it is still a very large tornado
And this
that is
still
heading
has
this way.
really
But
strong
it is not.
velocities. My goodness.
It does not appear to be a threat to life or property at this moment. The next area that's going to be in the path of this, as far as I can tell,
Bring
is
it
like
down here.
Castle Lake Drive and Mount Ashby Drive.
But we're still
Yeah,
seeing
let me see if
about
people are still
four
hanging in there over
blocks
here. They're getting
on each
pelted by
side,
hail
8 blocks. This is pretty good size where
over there. Yeah,
center of
Murphy's Law
rotation is.
service.
Anywhere up to
But again,
100 to 110
we're
miles
gonna
an
go over
hour
the
one
life
way, up to
cycle of this
70, 80
tornado.
miles an hour the other
At
way.
this
So this
moment, you
thing's
can see that it
still
made
very
a
strong.
very close approach to Bingham. But as far as
I
I
mean,
can
this
tell, it
thing
seems
has
like
the
Bingham
potential to
got
produce
dodged by the left
EF3
part of the
plus tornado.
tornado.
That's
So I
why
think
we have basically a
hopefully is okay.
PDS
There
warning
is
on it
this
because the
warning
velocities
that we
are
have to
so
keep in
strong.
mind.
Just
Is
because
given
we're
that
seeing
this
like 180,
wind field is getting pretty
90
high up
mile
into
per
the
hour
storm
rotations
radar
way up in
right
the
now,
sky, doesn't
this
mean it's
might
that
not
strong on the
go into
ground, but
actual
it does
circulation
mean it is strong
with
enough to
us. So,
produce
I
a
mean,
tornado that
thankfully, it
strong.
didn't
So
actually go into
they
Bingham.
definitely have a
Bingham is
PDS
a
warning on this
relatively
thing because of
small
how
town, as
dangerous
you
it
can
can
see,
be.
without a whole lot of people. They actually have a public school, though,
Like
and most
if
people
this
that
thing's
live
coming
there
towards you, if you're in
are just
Bingham or
required that they
Ashby,
are
well, it already went over
qualified
Bingham,
here. I
but
mean,
Ashby and
that would be an
Hyannis, you like
extremely
need to
dangerous
be in a basement.
situation.
You
Then
can't,
I mean,
you don't want to be just in the innermost part of your house
obviously you don't want to be
away from
close to the
windows. You need to
tornado
be
at all,
underground
but
or
you
away from
definitely
this
don't
thing
want to ever
because
be that close. But
this is
if it
strong.
hits Bingham, then
And looks like
we
it
dodged a
did
major bullet here in
down
Nebraska for
track a
now. But
little bit.
a little bit
We
further
still have
down the
really strong
line, yeah, I
velocities
think
here on
most
the
of this
one
area
side
is
from,
pretty rural,
I'd
but
say
there's
90, 100
probably a
miles an
couple
hour,
of
but
folks.
looks like
Yeah, we do
our
have a couple of
orange has
houses
gotten a little
over
more red,
here
so
near
it's
that
probably
road. But
cranking
yeah,
around
got to make it pretty close
160,
up here because we
170
got
miles
another
an hour
view
now.
here
But we're
of
going to watch
Brian
it closely
Schultz.
to see what
My
happens.
goodness, let's listen in. Oh my gosh, I think he's in the outer circulation.
Again, too, I want to show you in my description, we have Evan Freiberger.
See,
He's
they've got
streaming live
tornadoes
right
back over
now.
there.
If you go to his stream, he actually has 2 storm chasers he's paid to actually view these
The outer
storms.
circulation is
And you
over
can
Bingham. He's not
go in
even
the
near where it's
description,
going
look
to
for
be.
Evan Freiberger. You might be able to
Those
hear him in
winds
the
are pretty
background.
strong
He's
where he is
streaming
at.
these
This is a
live right
dangerous
now.
spot here.
So if you want, you can go and support him. I'm a big fan of Evan Freiberger. I've been watching him for a while. He's a great
This should
streamer.
be the peak of the winds. He's also getting pelted by hail yet again. I don't think he's going to have many windshields left after today's.
Yes, this is in Nebraska,
really
Jerry Brown.
down now, but he was very close.
We are in Nebraska.
Like I said, this tornado is pretty misleading.
This thing is on the ground with a PDS tornado warning. So we have 4 levels of warnings here. We got a regular one, which is a TOR, which is just a warning that it can produce a tornado. The next you have TORR, which means it's a confirmed tornado. That's generally for weaker tornadoes like EF0s, EF1s, maybe an EF2, but anything bigger and stronger than that, like an EF3 or bigger, they basically drop a TORP. And this also has to do generally too if there's like people in the way. So like, yes, we have people in front of this storm, so the National Weather has dropped a PDS tornado warning on this because it's a very strong storm and there's people in the way. So it's a very dangerous situation for anybody near this storm.
My goodness, that is still a large,
A storm this strong
tornado
can
on the
completely
ground.
wreck a house, and it can do severe harm to people if they're
It's
not in a
honestly
safe
just,
place. So,
man, there's a train there. I just realized there's a train that went over a train.
so it looks like right here what
Looks
National
like the
Weather's
train is
seeing is
okay.
basically got the
Hopefully the
power
conductor of the
of
train is all
almost
right.
an
It's not looking just
EF3
one of those
at
passenger trains. It
36,000
looks like one
feet.
of those.
Then it's
Oh yeah,
weaker
look at
at
that. One part of the
29,000
train
feet,
got
weaker
flipped
at
over. Look at that.
24,000. It's about the power of an EF 1.6 at 8,400 feet.
Uh-oh.
But we do not
It
know.
almost took
The
that
radar won't
train
tell
off the
us how strong it
tracks.
is on the actual ground. So, like the lowest we're picking up on the radar is
Wow.
at 8,459 feet. But obviously, we can clearly
And
see that,
folks, this is still a large
on
and
every fiber
extremely
of your stream, you
dangerous
can see that this
tornado.
thing is on the ground.
But as of right now, it
And
is
it
out
did
over a
destroy
field.
some trees. So,
But if you live anywhere along any of these
I
streets,
don't know.
you know,
This
maybe
thing looks like it
watching
might be kind of wrapping out for a minute
North
and
Ashby and
reforming
Castle
itself.
Drive. If you're one of the few people that live there, you need to
Kind of
be in
see
a
how
safe spot because,
this
as
latest
you can
scan, it
see,
kind of
this
got
is
really
not a
broad here
tornado
for a
that you
minute, but
want
we
to mess
still
around
have,
with. This
luckily,
is again still
looks like we
a
still have
large
pretty
and
strong rotation
extremely
right here at
dangerous
this point where
tornado
they're
in
actually measuring.
progress.
Okay.
And
Yeah, so it's
that
rated at
one,
EF 3.1 right now,
yes,
basically.
yeah, it's
The
honestly a
TDS,
lot bigger than I thought was going to be even possible.
the 3.1 part of the tornadoes from
What just happened?
5,600 feet up to 11,000. That's the strongest points of the rotation
Yeah,
right
that thing's
now.
moving pretty quickly if it went from there to there. What was that?
Keep in mind, too, when I say EF 3.1, that
Is
doesn't
that a
really
stream
mean.
issue?
That's just showing us how strong it is on the radar. Tornadoes only rated for the damage after it happens and when they go out and inspect it. So it could be an
That's the
EF5 and
wrong
only
side of severe
hit a couple
studios.
trees and nothing else, and they'll rate it as an EF2. But this thing has the power to
Looks like,
do EF
oh
3.1
wow.
damage, is what they're saying. So
Maybe
that's why we
this
have a
guy.
PDS warning on this tornado. It's a very
Zoom
dangerous
in really quick,
situation
but
right
this is
now.
what it looks like from Ryan Scholl's
I mean, the only
perspective.
upside is that this is out in the
My
middle of
goodness,
nowhere. I mean,
it's
I
hard
know
to
there's still
tell,
people out
you
here to
know,
pray
what
for
part
them,
of
but
that is
like,
rain wrapped
hopefully
or
they
what
don't get
all
hit.
is
Hopefully it misses
tornado.
these little
I
towns
mean,
and it just
judging
stays
from
out in the
Dan
desert.
Smith's view,
I don't even know if
it
this is
is
desert.
possible that
Nebraska
most of that
looks
is
like
tornado
plains, I
except
would
for
say.
probably the right
It's more
hand
like
side. So
plains.
probably from that sign to the left, to that left edge that
Take a
you
look
can
at the
see
end
is
run.
probably still the tornado.
But yeah, right here where the triangle is basically where it's touching down at.
I think he's in a safer spot,
Let's
folks.
take another 3D view
Unless a
look at this
tornado is
thing because
moving
it's kind
away
of
from him.
changing its shape a little bit. Lazy Kid, this is in Nebraska. We're in Nebraska. If there's anybody new popping in, I'm gonna kind of go over the
Oh, I
threats
don't
again
think
real
it's the
quick.
whole
Let
view.
me.
I don't think it's that large. I mean, I think we're dealing with like a
This
half
is
mile
basically the
wide, but
areas where we're
I
gonna
could
have
be wrong.
thunderstorms today.
If it was, yeah, everybody's worried about the train.
Here's our tornado threat for today.
Which there are some train
Basically, we got
cars that kind of
5%
moved
chance for
over there in
tornadoes
that
in the
rain,
red
so.
and a 2% chance for the green. And tomorrow was actually pretty crazy. I know today doesn't look.
Ryan
I
Scholl.
mean, we got a lot of area today, I'm going to say. So if there's like any storms forming in this area, they're definitely going to have a chance
All right,
to
looks like he's going to
produce
reposition
tornadoes
as
today.
we
But
take a
tomorrow,
another look at this storm. It is still
tomorrow's looking pretty
got some
scary.
pretty
So if you're
strong
in any of these
rotation to the
areas
north
tomorrow,
and
you
east of
definitely want to
Bingham.
be super
Still,
weather
there appears
aware.
to be some debris getting
If you go in my
lifted up, so
description,
it's still
there's two
very much
people that
on
do
the
a lot of
ground outside.
forecasting, Ryan
From
Hall
all
and
of
Max
our
Velocity.
perspectives here,
They'll
again, this is
basically be keeping
still
everybody
considered a
up to
large
date
and
on what
extremely
we're going to
dangerous
see for
tornado
tomorrow.
for
But we're
a
going to have
reason.
a
We're
chance of
really
some
hoping
really strong
that
tornadoes
that it
tomorrow in
kind of goes
Iowa and
over the portion of
Minnesota and
this road that doesn't
just
really have many
that's not
folks on it.
Michigan.
We
I
kind of
forget
go
the name of
up,
the
but
state.
there doesn't really appear to be many
Oh,
houses
I forget the name of the
out
state.
here at this moment. So I'm hoping that nobody lives out in that area.
Iowa and
But it does
Minnesota.
seem
Like
like
yeah,
there
it's
is
it's
the
tomorrow's
Davis
has a chance
Ranch
of
Airport
having some
out
very
here.
severe weather.
And there might be a couple of folks that live around that airport. Yeah, there is. So those are going to be near Essie Road. And also, yeah, just
We
right
also
around Essie
getting
Road near the Davis Ranch
3-inch
Airport
hail
near
reported
Goose
in
Lake
Sheridan,
here in
Nebraska
Nebraska.
from a storm
You
chaser.
folks need to be sheltered in place
Reports
as
of
this
3-inch
tornado
hail
does
east of
not
Bingham.
really showing many signs of weakening at this point, but it does seem like it is occluding maybe a little bit to the north, which might weaken it. So fingers crossed for
Yeah,
that.
so yeah.
But as of
Evan's
right
saying
now,
it's
as far as I can tell, this
precluding
is
somewhat for the
still
moment, but
a large and extremely dangerous tornado that is still currently in progress. Yeah, it looks like we have lost view of this thing, and as it is completely rain wrapped at this moment.
so like right here, I'm at the really high velocities where you don't see much. So it looks like the strongest
That keeps
rotation
popping.
right
Is that
now is
mic
in the upper
popping?
part of the storm. So probably this is also like a minute and a half ago in my 3D scan, but we also have. So we're having really strong rotations, the
Is my
upper part
mic
of the
messing
storm and
up?
also very down low. So my guess, this is back where it kind of occluded. You
Yeah,
see where
hopefully
it's
it
kind of
fully occludes, and
going full
that's all
force
for the
right here
road
when it
because
was on
again,
the ground.
we
In
can
our
come
next
back and
couple
check.
scans,
I
it's
know we're
kind
really
of
hyper focusing on the storm, but there really is
kind
something
of falling apart
to
for a
look
minute.
at.
It's
The
probably
rest of
rebuilding
this event
itself right
appears to
now.
have busted here. But I mean, as you can see, all it takes is one storm to take full
Also,
advantage of
too,
this
I don't want to
environment,
100% believe what I'm
which
seeing
out
on the
here is
radar right
mainly
now
just a
because
lot
let
of
me take a look
vorticity.
at
Really, not that much shear, which is the surprising part. But the
we have a
vorticity
little bit of
is pretty
interference.
high.
Kind of see how some of these things look a little
Yeah, train one
sloppy,
derailed by
janky
the
here. We got some
tornado. Yep.
purple blocks here and here, so these readings could be
But
slightly off.
great to
Yeah, we
see
got
somebody
this is
hitting
the
me.
radar
Shout out
site
to
right
Cheryl
here
Masters
in North.
for the
How you
$50
say it? North
donation.
Plot, North Plot, Nebraska.
And looks like
We
our
do have
stats
some
are
purple
going.
interference waves here,
I don't know why.
so it could be throwing this
See
off
that again.
slightly.
It got to
And
4. We'll
there
lower
could
it to
still be
5
very well a strong tornado on the ground,
because
but
it was set for
we do
5.
have some
But
interference
I
blocks here
didn't know
that's
there's
kind
a
of throwing the
thing.
radar off. We have 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right,
We
let
got
me
4
let me
interference blocks,
fix
so
that.
this data might be slightly off. Got a couple back here too by Ashby.
The celebration
But
here in the
generally,
super
yeah.
chat
I
group,
mean,
by the way, is I will
we know
chug
the
a
shape of
full
the storm.
glass
We've seen it
of water.
further back in the
And if I
scans
can
on the
take you
3D
while I
view.
talk
You've
to
seen
Jake,
what
I
it
know it's
looked
a
like.
pretty weak goal, but we ain't talking a small glass.
Wisconsin. I thought so. Wisconsin. I'm so sorry, man. I have worse memory. I'm disabled, and I forget stuff sometimes.
All right, latest
It's a
scans here.
cheese
We
state.
are still
I was like, I'll be right back.
looking at some pretty strong rotation here north of Bingham, Nebraska. Again, we're here in Nebraska, north of Ugalala, south and east of Shadron, kind of in an area that is thankfully about as low populated as you can get. But there are some folks that do live in and around these roads that are out here. So it's not like it doesn't have zero
They'll have the
population. There
PDS
are some
tornado
folks
warning.
that
Looks
still
like
live
they
out
just
here.
redid it too. They kind
Latest
of
tornado warned
made it a little
or
bit
warning
smaller.
update here. Looks like we are still dealing with a
So
large and
National Weather's
extremely
keeping
big
this as a
tornado
PDS
at this
warning.
moment.
So
Let's go
I think that's the
see
right thing to do with all the
if we get any
interference
more
because we don't know
signals
how
back.
strong it exactly is right now, but we know
It
that
might have
this
ended
thing has
stream.
produced a tornado.
So we just got Ryan Scholl on the tornado right now.
I don't want to look at the national weather
Are
thing
cells about to
again.
merge? It does seem like they are about to. Yeah, there is one off to its east
Did
to the
have a guy that
west.
was
This
just
one
in here
has
asking
a
about
2-inch hail
Boston,
on it.
where they just did have some
How did you
major
see it
rain here.
for the $2?
Boston not too long ago.
Oh, I will. I will chug. It will
That
happen.
would definitely
I will
give me,
do what I
if I
can to
see
as best as I
somebody
can.
talking about tornadoes online and you live in Boston, you just had all those storms coming through, I would
Like
be
it could be
concerned
bad,
too.
and I hope it's not. It's
But
gonna become
luckily,
a lake
there's
today. Not gonna lie. I would give it a little bit bigger chances
no tornadic
of
storms in
happening
Boston at the moment.
up here into this area, but there is a scenario
You need to go check
where
out down here by
we
Lubbock,
might not
Texas
just see
here
much
soon.
at all.
Looks
Maybe
like
a
we do
couple
have
of
some
tornadoes
severe
to watch
warnings
out
down
for.
there.
But this storm is a great
This is our
example, I think,
tornado
of
right
what
here up
could
in
happen
Nebraska.
tomorrow if we do get
We've got a
initiation.
couple
We
more
could have
storms up
multiple
here
tornadoes
further
like
north
that
in
tomorrow.
Nebraska.
That's kind of the environment that we're dealing with, but it's
I'm going to put a
conditional
radar down there
due to
in
the
Lubbock
fact
and
that
see what's going on in just a
there's
moment.
going to be a capping inversion in place, and the storms are going to have to break through that in order to initiate. And the capping inversion is literally impossible to forecast and to understand. It's just you need so much more data, and we just don't have all that. Hey, thank you, Jake,
How you doing, Brandy?
for the $20 donation. We are now 1 of 5.
I
We got
actually
2
have
more super
somebody that
chats
comes
left.
in here pretty
We
frequently that lives in
will be
Wisconsin.
chugging that water. Thank you guys again. We don't do sponsorships. It's your guys'
Pull up a
donations that
second
pay for
radar.
everything. Pay for the radar program. Pay for the storm chasers. Pay for me to live, and I do appreciate it big time when you guys.
Texas. Here we go.
Do
Lubbock,
that.
Texas.
If today can do this, I don't understand why tomorrow can't. I mean, it totally could. This area has a decent amount of forcing.
Looks like we're
It
getting a
could
lot
be
of hail
pretty
down in
stout
Lubbock
tomorrow,
too.
according to a lot of the different models. But some models do.
Not exactly. Well, I mean,
Have
yeah,
storms and some
there
don't.
was a ton of hail
I
over
think
Lubbock. It looks
regardless, the
like
thing that we are going to be seeing tomorrow is this complex of
most of it's
storms
basically gone
eventually moving
northeast
up
of
into
Lubbock
the
at this
northern
point.
Minnesota area. That's going to be causing some damaging winds and maybe some QLCS tornado threats along that line. The big question mark though is right out over here.
Don't really
Let's
see
go bring
any
up a
major
couple just for
rotation down here
reference.
in
Is
Texas
right
at the
out over
moment.
here. I mean, we have this
Definitely have some thunderstorms
this
though.
moderate risk out here.
Curious
This
to
is
see how
one of
big
the
they
biggest
are.
areas in question. Pretty much the entire moderate risk in the enhanced risk.
Pretty good sized storms.
All right, new tornado warning has been issued over here. That's going to be for this storm.
This year's
Tornado
down in
warning is
Texas,
in
by the way. I'm
progress
taking a look at
for
the
this
storms out in
storm. Let's go
Texas.
look at the details here. Yeah, definitely maybe a little area of rotation there, broad area of circulation. It's a little bit weird looking at this moment, but that could be something. That could be something there. Might be just some light precip, just giving us enough data
I'll
there to
keep this
consider
radar down here in
that
Texas for
legitimate
now. We'll kind of
rotation
just
there.
move radars around anywhere
Let's
that
go
we
back over
see like
here. Oh yeah,
anything
looking up
popping
the
up
right side.
crazy. So we have 2 tornado
Is
warnings
that it?
now. The
That
one
looks like a
still, this is
tornado on
our
the right side of
PDS
the
warning
screen.
here. This thing
We can
was
hear from Ryan Scholl.
dropping a violent tornado at the time. It looks like it still is. We still have some interference, but we still see some really strong
Yeah,
rotation right here still.
Seems to either be like a droplet on
So
the
they got it
low
rated
shift
at like an
or
EF
potentially still a tornado
2.6 right
down.
now from
Or maybe I don't know. As it looks like
5,500
on the
feet
left
up
side,
to
that should be where it is.
8,200 feet.
But it also looks like on the right side, that looks pretty
It's like,
suspicious
looks
back
like it's
over
much
there.
weaker, anywhere
And
from
also maybe
like
looking over a hill,
11,000 feet up
that
to
might be obscuring that
37,000
view a
feet,
little
but
bit.
it's still rotating. I don't know if I'll be able to get a good 3D
Thank you,
view of this
Robert,
storm yet.
for the 20. I do appreciate that. We are now 2 out of 5. Thank you so much. But yeah, this is the latest view. You can see
We do have, oh yeah,
quite
we
a
do.
lot
We
of
got a
spitting
second
this
rotation
atmosphere.
like right
Definitely
here,
would not let your
starting
guard
up.
down.
So they got that tornado warning
And it
now.
looks like John Fitz has got his stream back up here. He is still struggling for service. Pagey ever went live? What about Storm Runner Media? No, they did not. 2025 has just been absurd. Yeah, I mean, I think this has been one of the most, I think one of the craziest tornadoes that have happened this year. Thankfully, it didn't really, doesn't seem to have impacted Bingham, but I'm going to hold my tongue on that until we get more information.
This
But
is pretty high
it really did
velocities
seem
too.
like
My goodness, yeah, this thing's getting really strong
that
again.
tornado might have been like the most intense.
You still have the
One of the more
interference
intense
bands right here,
tornadoes of
so
the
I think
year.
I'm missing some data on this. We got a couple purple blocks down in there.
And thank you, Terry, for the 10. I appreciate that. Thank you
As
so
I
much.
lower the velocities, we'll be able to see more of it.
Lake City level, potentially even bigger. I don't know. I mean, that velocity
This thing
signature
looks
was
like it's
super
probably still
intense.
producing a
The only thing that
tornado.
makes me
I mean, I
question
definitely,
some of the
especially as
data here is that we're
looking
looking
really
so high
big
up into the
still
storm.
too.
But I
Like
mean, there's still a pretty
you see
tight
the red and
coupling
green close together
of
like
this
this. The
tornado
base of
warning
it's
storm at
probably
this
about this
moment.
big.
So very well could easily, yeah. There's debris
That's a
still
pretty good
getting a little
sized
bit up
one.
under there. We still definitely
And it would
have
be
a
down right
tornado
around
on the
here.
ground at this moment. The
And
thing
that's
about
the
that,
best view we're going to have
this
right now of what
tornado, the
interference is
unique
on the
was that
radar.
wind field. That wind field was very
And
wide.
I'm going back scans right here. I'm went back a couple scans looking at the storm, how it was
Field of
earlier.
fusion, yeah, it looks like it did fail, and it's clearing out that inflow again. So it looks like the storm is probably going to
I mean,
sustain
that looks
itself
very
for a pretty
suspicious. If
decent
you look
amount
at
here.
this,
But
right, at a 3D view of the storm,
thank you,
what would you
Tanya,
think that is?
for
You
becoming a
can't
patron.
really deny
I
that
do
you have
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
something pointing down really far right here. Right? It's kind of suspicious looking, I would say. That would look like a tornado to me. All right, so this is going near Ashby now. Looks like it's probably going to go north of it, though, so that's a good thing. Assuming this radar is calibrated right, like obviously we do have a tornado here in this area, but we don't know if it's exactly over that part of the land, right? So, like the radar I have in Ohio, it's off by like 5 miles.
Hopefully, we've given you a
I
little
don't
bit of
know all the
information.
radars and how well they work, but I just know the one up in Wilmington, Ohio's got an issue of being off a little ways.
I don't know. Do we have anybody?
But Ashby's still in the polygon, so they got their Amber Alert, I believe. So they should be in shelter just for just to be safe.
Help anybody like actually near this tornado? Let me check out.
I just pulled up Ashby. Hold on, I'll pull it up again.
See what it looks like from his perspective, just to get an update on what this thing is looking like.
It's a really small town, so it shouldn't be hard for it to miss it.
He's looking at what Ryan's looking at, just a dark mass.
Oh, Ashby.
I mean, that whole thing could technically be a tornado, but I don't. It's not far fetched to believe that. But he's looking at the same thing that he's.
Oh, yeah, see, that's a really small town.
So the view is exactly like this.
It's not going to be hard, if it's this tornado slightly north, it should miss the entire town.
I don't think it's completely far-fetched to believe that's all tornado, but at the same time, we got that hill in front of us. can't really tell what's happening on the surface right now. That could just be the top of the
Yeah, the
mezzo,
tornado
but it's
should be on
definitely
the
still a
ground, like
tornado
right
on the
around
ground
up
at this
here,
moment.
roughly.
Is this all tornado?
Definitely be
Or is it
if
a
it's
little
not
bit of a tornado?
directly on top of
Looks
Ashby
like
and
it
the
maybe
radar's
one
right, that's where it
side.
would be, and that
It
would be
also looks like
very
a crack
scary.
on his
Look out your window in Ashby and see a
dashboard, so
giant
maybe
tornado on the ground right
on
there.
his windshield.
Looks like Hyannis is going to be even
Finding
further
another
south,
view here
so
from
it's really hard to
Dan's
say
sights
where the
this
storm's going to go
evening.
to. We can kind of
Looks like
look.
his
If you
service
watch
went
this
down
yellow
again.
triangle right here, that's basically where the
All right,
tornado is
latest
touching
update on
down.
our tornado warning.
See
We
how
are
it just
still
slightly went
observed
down
here
south a
now
little
of
bit
a
more? I'm going to
pretty
go
big
through a couple
tail
scans.
on this
You can't
storm.
watch where that
Still
triangles move around. So
and
these
large
tornadoes don't
and
necessarily go
extremely
in a straight
dangerous
line
tornadoes
either.
still on the ground here.
They
North
can
of
move all
2.
over the place. So I believe this is one of the slower moving storms.
People complained in Ohio that this is only going to be rain. No, Ohio could definitely see some pretty intense severe weather on day 3. You guys got an enhanced risk out there.
Oh
Could be a
no, we
little
got
bit
an enhanced
dangerous.
risk
So
on day
we'll
3.
do whatever
Not
we can
good.
out there.
I haven't even looked at day 3 yet. Let's go look at that real quick. That's not good.
Yeah, latest scans here. We are still dealing with very strong winds.
This is
Inside
day
of this storm.
2,
I
day
still believe
3.
that this is on the ground currently. You see right there, there's
Yeah,
an
so day
area
3
of
we might see
rotation
some action in
coming
Ohio,
over to
southern
here.
Illinois, and
So
Indiana.
we're dealing about
We don't have the
20
tornado
miles
outlook
per
for day
hour on
3
this
yet, but we
side,
do have the
41
categorical.
miles
So
per hour on this
basically,
side. That's about
this is we're looking at for
so that would be about
Tuesday.
65 V-ROT. So still a pretty
Tuesday for
strong
the Ohio
tornado in
Valley.
progress. Down north of 2, still moving up generally to the north and east at this moment. Seem to have stalled there, like right.
But they only do the
just
tornado
a little
outlook
bit,
2
and
days out.
was starting to track pretty efficiently back up to the north and east. Going to be making a just north of Ashby there, and then back over here,
Very
checking in
strong.
on this area of
Usually,
rotation.
whenever we get like
This one also
interference or
pretty
any
tight
errors
up
and the
here.
radar's
So
not
it would
showing
not
what you want to
surprise me
see,
if
this
this one also
NROT, the
produces
normalized
a
rotation
tornado,
one down
and
here on the
maybe can
bottom,
even rule
basically
out this
answers
storm
everything
to its
for us.
south,
And
producing a
whenever you
tornado
see
as
like an S
well.
shape like this,
If
that's
it can get
bad.
fully
And if
organized
you ever see
before
red
let's
or
see if it's
white
going to
or
actually,
pink in the
see if
middle,
it's
that's
going to try
really bad.
merge into the
Usually, once it
storm.
gets up to the yellow, that means
We
it's
could
like,
fully
oh
return
no,
before
this is
then.
not good. But I mean, you
Heinous
see how
risk to
big
watch
the
out
yellow area
over here in
is.
Nebraska for this more southern
So
storm.
it's a big and strong tornado.
Gonna keep on checking back in with Dan.
I mean, it's definitely weaker than it was.
Looks like he's near it again.
It's like we're seeing like 100 miles an hour by about 40 or 50. So it's got about 160, anywhere from 140, 160 mile per hour rotation right here in these blocks. This one just got warned over here too not too long ago. I don't know if it's still
Stream
rotating.
service is struggling.
Yeah, right here. Pretty weak for it to even show up on my velocities
And maybe
page.
you can see some dust still getting pulled in
I mean,
from
you
this
can
view
kind of
here
see
as
it.
well.
Basically, I just have this one set up with the speeds just
Ryan
basically
Scholl is
to
pretty much on the same
weed out
level
the very
with
strong
Dan.
rotations with the very weak ones. So
His windshield is
whenever
so
you see a
cooked, man.
tornado
You
that's
can barely
pretty
see
strong,
anything.
it shows up
My
really
goodness.
well in this setting.
We'll keep an eye on his stream,
Like
but
this right
as I
here.
can tell,
Well, this one's,
we
it's really
can't
kind of
get
dim
a
here. I mean, you can
visual
kind of see
yet
it, but if I go
on
back
this
down to the
storm, but
velocity,
storm chasers
you can
are
definitely see where
rerouting
this has
to get
got the
closer
tight
here.
rotation where it's been tornado
So we
warm.
should get another
I don't even
look
know
at
if we
it.
can see that on a 3D
Latest
view. I can
scans
try.
here on the storm. Looks like we are still dealing with some elevated winds with this 70 on that side, about 50 on the other side. So still around 60 to 65 V-ROT, still indicating a pretty dang strong tornado. And
Yeah, I
this
mean,
one
it's
is
there.
still
It's poking
continuing
down.
to strengthen here as well. Either is very close to or producing.
Now, this
A tornado at
this
this
further
moment.
one out here. I'm not looking at the actual tornado on the ground. I'm looking at
Some
the
of
one
the
that's
trains, yeah, absolutely.
further east.
I
I'm
definitely
gonna
would
slow
not
down the
pull it up.
velocity to see how much further it's reached down. This
There's
thing could
people driving
definitely
the
produce a
train.
tornado too. Kind of basically right here, the
Oh
rotation
wow.
be down through here.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Okay, so we just got to report the main part of the train that got hit, folks. Was unfortunately the part of the train where the conductor is.
The train just got
My
hit.
goodness. I don't think that guy was. I don't think that guy was the I was watching my stream, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. So this tornado
What
hit
do
a
you even do
train?
when you're in a train? I mean, all you can do is slam on the brakes.
I mean, the train could probably handle it to an extent, but something that strong would
Is this the
probably
tail end of
derail
the
it.
train, you think? I don't know. I would have had to seen it in motion.
I didn't see the train on any of the videos.
It's either that's a good point though. It could technically be the tail end of the train. It looks like what would be the front end of the train, but it could also be the tail end.
We'll have
We
a
got a
lot of
new update on our
interference
tornado
right
warning
here.
off to the west. Still no confirmation on whether or not this thing is on the ground, but it would not surprise me. And look at this. We
I'm
actually
almost
have
positive this thing's on the
two
ground. Just
areas
looking at the end rod, I'm
some
pretty sure
decent
this thing's still
rotation
on
on
the
this
ground.
storm now. So we could
I don't know what
very well
happened to all the
see
storm
two
chasers.
tornadoes form at the same time with this
Does
storm
anybody
off to the
see
north and
any
east.
storm
So
chasers on
watch
top of
out
this thing? It's getting much
over here
stronger.
to
Look
the
at this
north.
uptick right here.
Again, we don't have any
We're in
hitting
the
city
pink right
storm, but
now.
we have a street out here that's North Whitman
This is
Road.
actually really
If you
bad
live
right
in
now.
North
It's
Whitman
getting
Road,
much
you guys
stronger.
need to be in your safe spots again. We got multiple areas of rotation
Yeah.
within this
See
storm.
this
This one
uptick?
appears to be our main dominant
Now we're
circulation
back
that
up to
probably has the
basically
highest chance of producing a
about
tornado over
100
the short term.
by
As
170
our
mile per hour
velocities
here.
are picking up quite a bit for that area of circulation.
That
Back
latest
over here
scan,
with
this
this
thing is
storm, looks
getting
like we're
much
getting
stronger.
even stronger V-rots again. 104 on this side. Looks like about 55, so that would be about 160. We're back up.
Generally, if you have
To an
any
80
red in
V-rot
this, most
tornado,
likely
which
like
again is
95% of
very
the
elevated.
chance that this
Very
is on the
elevated,
ground.
strong winds still within this storm. I mean,
If
that's
anybody's like
again
looking at this at like
at the
radar or Meg
higher
or
end
anything,
of
it's
tornado
probably not showing
that you can
this
get
because
when
it
you look
does
at
have
radar.
some.
You typically don't very often
We're
see
getting quite a
higher
bit of
than 80
interference still
V-rot.
in
It
this
does
storm. I'm
happen.
seeing
Don't get me
purple
wrong,
blocks
but
here.
you don't necessarily
Purple blocks behind
see
it,
that
purple
very
blocks in
often. It's
front of
pretty
it, and there's
rare
also
to see a
purple
storm
coming
get
from the radar
have
site.
that high
So
of a V-rot. And again, this is still a very
I
dangerous
really like
tornado.
Radar Mega because it's
Looks
like
like
super
Ryan
user
Shaw has a
friendly, but
view on
it
it, but
doesn't
there's the
really.
left edge of the
It
tornado
just kind of
right
leaves
there.
out the radar
If
interference.
I'm not
This one's
mistaken,
looking stronger too, up in
I
front.
think we'll have a better view once he crests over this hill.
That's looking much stronger right here, just this little area
Oh yeah,
here
look at
on
Dan
the
Fitz's
northern
view. He's already
rotation.
crested that hill, and there it is. There's the tornado yet again. See that
Okay,
left
we
edge?
got a
That is
view
the
on it.
tornado.
They can see it on the ground now. This again, this is Evan Freiberger's stream. If you want to see like the full screen version of this, I have a link to him in my description. He's another weather streamer, but he pays for these basically storm chasers to let him show them full screen. So you can go on his YouTube channel and you can see it full screen if you want.
A train was hit by a very large and dangerous tornado, and so we're trying to
So,
figure out.
The train was hit by the tornado. Did it get derailed though?
Because we want to know if the train driver was impacted or not.
You would think the train driver should be okay if he's inside of the. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how strong. I mean, the velocities can come in through the window.
That's the left edge of the tornado, and you can see that entire.
I don't see an EF3 tornado picking a train up. I can see it knocking it off the track, but trains are so heavy. Like
these V-rot measurements that we're taking of the storm are pretty high up there. So
both of these, this is looking really bad. This is looking really bad right here. This front one, that might be getting on the ground now.
About as powerful as a tornado that you can get.
This might actually be the tornado where it's showing like looks like it's hail. That might be the tornado on the ground doing damage right there.
If this thing continues to be on the ground for much longer, there is an airport that is pretty close to getting hit. It's a small one. Oh my gosh! No way.
Pretty sure we have two tornadoes on the ground now, guys. Well, it's like that. Yeah, the entire thing is a tornado. I mean, look how big this is. This is a large tornado. This is not a small tornado. It is very, very big.
There's the right edge right there.
I mean, you look at this, right? Like right here. Look how many blocks we have in the red right here. The tornado is huge.
I think we're looking at a mile-wide tornado right now.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. Very, very big.
This is the biggest tornado.
I don't know how far each one of these blocks are, but I know this thing is not a small tornado. This is a large tornado.
This is at least a mile wide. And the storm chaser just said it himself, too. He thinks it's a mile wide, too.
Yeah, it could be a mile wide. I don't know if it's a mile wide, but like you look at it compared to Ashby, how far it is.
Again, this is a V-rot.
This tornado is probably 2 times longer than Ashby.
So again, this is about.
So if you want to take a look at Ashby, this town's probably a quarter mile long. half a
that this
mile long, maybe.
tornado impacted. I
Yeah,
mean,
the tornado's
if you
like
guys
this
saw that thing
big.
I posted in chat, it threw, or it
This
didn't
tornado
throw,
would
but it
completely
flipped
cover this
over
town if it was
quite
on
a
top of it.
decent portion of a train, which is hard to do. So this is definitely, as you guys can tell, a very large tornado that we just saw the left and the right edge there.
But looks like it. I'm not sure how
Crazy.
good these strengths are, but it's saying MDA strength
Yeah, Ryan
1.8.
Shoal unfortunately still
So
has
it's
us
measured
trapped.
from
Thankfully,
2,000 feet. So down at 5,000
we've
feet, it's
got
about a
Dan
2.1
Fitz out there
rotation up
as
to
well, who
1.2, all the
is
way at
giving us
44,000 feet.
a
I really want to get
unbetter
another good
view of
3D
this
view.
storm. I mean,
This
he has
is
taped this
absolutely
beautifully,
crazy looking, man. You don't get
and
to
it's
see
really
tornadoes
awesome
this
to
big
see
very often.
what this storm
Like, you know, we see
is
lots
like.
and lots of
And then,
tornadoes
we're
during
still
tornado
talking
season, but usually we don't see this
about
many
an
this
80
big.
V-rot, maybe
It's a
83
huge
V-rot
tornado.
now. Okay, that is even stronger than what it just was. So we're even stronger.
My
Also,
goodness.
back over here,
Oh my
still some
goodness.
pretty
Look at
decent
that.
rotation on this guy. Still would not
And it's,
surprise me
you
to
don't get to
see
see 3D views like this
confirmation or
either. That is
confirmation yet
absolutely
that this one's on the
massive.
ground, but it definitely has, I mean, I would say a pretty good
So your
possibility that
brightest
amount of
parts are where the
rotation
rotation's really strong.
is
So
either
basically
a
all of
rapidly
this
rotating
is,
wall
that's like
cloud
the
at this
size of the
moment,
tornado. This thing
has a
is
funnel on
massive.
it, or maybe even is a tornado.
A new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
They might upgrade this
New
tornado
PDS
emergency
tornado
soon.
warning
We're getting
sources
down in the
pop
whites
up.
now.
Unsurprisingly, here a large,
Usually when you see
extremely
a lot of
dangerous
white, they
tornado
upgrade it to
is still
tornado
in progress.
emergency, but
The
there might have to be
movement of
people
our
in the area for
rotation
them to do
is
that.
moving more kind of to the north and east here.
My goodness,
Coming
guys,
very close
this is
to
history right
what
here
is
in the
this road
making.
again? Ashby Road.
Absolutely
I want to
history in the
search to see
making.
if there's any folks in the path of this. Oh my goodness, how close is that? I'm gonna keep this dot on the map there.
Yeah, so where I leave, this is like the highest velocities here. So yeah, that's about the size of the tornado right here. Unreal.
What road is this?
That's a
It's just off of
big
Ashby
tornado.
Road.
My goodness.
We got a couple of
Just
maybe
unreal.
property or something out here.
I mean, I look at 3D views all the
Looks like
time,
either a
and you
couple of
never
houses
see
or
something this
maybe,
big.
an abandoned farmhouse.
You just
but
never see
this is definitely a
tornadoes this
little
big.
area
This is
that you need to
absolutely
be in your
nuts.
safe spots. And then also, it's going to make a pretty close approach to Davis Ranch Airport here in Nebraska.
My goodness, this is unreal.
Yeah, it looks like our tornado view is getting shrouded.
This is in Nebraska. If we have any new people just joining now, we're in
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Is rotating,
looking at probably one of the biggest tornadoes I've ever seen on radar. I mean, I've seen a lot of good, decent sized ones, but I don't think I've seen one this big before in the last 8 years.
I mean, if there's storm chasers out there, you definitely
they do happen, but
close to this thing. I mean,
man, this is absolutely crazy.
Before, when it just started,
new information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
We just got a confirmation now on this tornado warning.
Yeah, this one got upgraded.
At this moment, moving up to the north.
This one is confirmed on the ground now.
Near North Whitman Road, north of State Highway 2
absolutely crazy, guys.
You need to be in your safe spots.
I'm gonna pull up.
We're still watching this storm
for anybody that's just showing up today. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up our storm threat for the day.
Oops, something's back in that.
This is our tornado threat.
No, never mind. I thought I saw like a left edge. Oh yeah.
Pretty much 2% chance for tornadoes in the green, 5% in the red.
Is that the left
this is
edge
where we're expected to see tornadoes today. That's if we actually have storms that form out here in these areas.
Might be the left edge of the tornado there.
I want to go back to the actual map too. I want to see. Hey, how you doing, Hurricane?
Emergency? Yeah, probably.
No, I don't think he's here. I haven't seen him yet today. Oh, he is. Hey, St. Louis. What's going on, buddy?
In the path of a storm.
Are you guys seeing this? How long have you been here? This thing is absolutely nuts. How big this tornado is. Looks like it's downtrending. It's getting a little weaker, but you can't call this weak. This is not a weak tornado. This is a very strong tornado still. But it did downtrend a little, looks like on the latest scan. But it's still really big.
It's good enough, in my opinion. All right, let's look at the latest V-rots on this.
And this one's confirmed on the ground too now. I want to see where we're at though.
Yeah, looks like it's gotten a little bit weaker, but still pretty darn strong at 145 miles per hour added together, divided. It's about
Ashby was where it's by now, but it's north of it.
A very strong tornado.
Looks like it's probably going to be even because Hyannis is more south.
This house right here. This is why there's a blue dot. There's some.
It's like there is some houses out here. That's not good. So this
I don't know
area,
how
I think
we're
it's
gonna get in
heading towards
contact
this
with them. We
area.
probably will not be able to,
They
but
actually got quite a few houses in that area. Brenneman Road. I don't know if there's anybody from Brenneman Road around
it's
here,
so
but
strong. Yeah, I mean,
you
there's
need to
just
like
there's
get to
no
your
ifs,
safe
there's
spot.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
How fast is this
This is
storm moving?
a very strong tornado, and at this moment, it is completely rain wrapped, as far as I can
I guess
tell.
on the upside, there's
Oh
really
no,
no
we
big
met with the
cities in
left
track of the
edge.
storm at the moment. I mean, we do have a bunch
Again,
of
clearing
houses
out of
out
the
here,
rain
though.
here on Ryan
Looks like
Scholl's
we're probably
stream.
going to have more houses around these lakes, too.
Kind of looks like the left edge there. Let's listen in, see what he's saying.
So, yeah, the biggest upside to this storm right now is there's, like, not tons of houses right now around this area. So, hopefully people don't get hit by it. Looks like quite a bit of houses in this area.
Getting slammed with hail here.
I think it's going up
Barely
this
see
way.
through the cracks.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think that is the left edge of the tornado there.
We'll look at the storm track of this thing.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
So yeah, it's moving pretty northeast. Looks like it's going much more northeast than east. It's not moving very fast either. It's kind of going
That's
slow.
just the scud. I think that's the collar of the storm, and the tornado itself is still rain wrapped.
This thing's actually on track to go up towards Valentine. So all these towns up here, Cody, Enzel, Kilgore, Crookston, Valentine, they're going to be heading up that way. I don't know if it's still going to be a tornado at that time, but we'll see. But it looks like it's heading up in that direction.
Dollar donation. Thank you so much. We're 4 out of 5, folks. One more $10 donation and above, and we will hit our goal, and we'll have funded these storm chasers that we are using right now. A huge shout out to everybody that has donated. You guys
such a
have
big
paid
tornado,
for
guys.
these storm
It's absolutely
chasers yourselves,
unreal.
so thank you.
Let's get another
Came
3D view
together,
of this thing now.
And we were able to get that warning out as good as possible.
Absolutely
Oh, no.
brute of a storm.
Man, this is getting really close.
Storm itself is about 50,000 feet up in the air. I mean, look how big this thing is. That's
really
unreal.
Close to those houses, and keep in mind, there's also 3-inch hail inside of this storm.
Such a large tornado
as well. So it's not just a large tornado; it's very large hail. Oh my gosh, is that it again? That might be the right edge of it.
This thing could be a mile wide. It's hard to say.
Man, it's just crazy how like all the clouds around this are rotating.
I mean, it is so big.
Thank you, Lisa, for the $10. I do appreciate that. We hit our goal. Thank you so much.
I know they're probably, I mean, it may be strongest in the middle, but the outer bands are probably still going to be like hurricane force winds. Basically, everything in this area, in this circle, is probably going to have at least 100-mile-per-hour winds in the outer parts of it.
Scholl's pretty dang close to this. You can't really make out any detail, but it does seem like there's some pretty decent winds around them.
There are strongest velocities, like right here.
Seems. There goes his.
Unreal. I wonder if max velocity's gone live yet.
I think he's the
max velocity has to be live at this point.
Of all these chasers right now.
Look at the tail. Okay.
There's too much hail
back there, wrapping around like crazy.
Max velocity is live. All right, good.
Tornado has just dropped.
There's my boy Max.
New tornado that is formed just off to the west here of Whitman Road, and it will be coming up on Whitman Road in Nebraska. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is all in western Nebraska right now. We have 2 unbelievable supercells right now that are ongoing. The one that's been on the ground for nearly an hour is the one north of Ashby. The tornado has become rain wrapped over the last several minutes, which is why we don't have a current view of this. As it comes up towards Highway 61, we should have a new view of this as it continues to track to the northeast. So if you are in this warning, again, you've got to be in your safe place away from windows and lowest floor possible. Once again, this is a destructive.
Like we got a pretty good rotation starting down here by Hyannis now.
And if we hear about any other damage, we'll obviously make sure
this area is getting crazy fast. My goodness.
To Dan Fitz, this is a view just further down to the south here. And it's hard to see anything at this point, even from his perspective. Let me go back to Freddie, who is a bit closer.
Satellite imagery? Yeah, hold on. Let me pull that up. I just had it.
You can see his position, by the way, on the bottom right of his stream feeding. You can see he's just barely south of where the hook is.
Yeah, it makes it kind of hard to see.
We have some storms down here in Lubbock. Doesn't even look like they're thunderstorm warmed right now. Those are our tornadoes right here. It's like we got some more storms forming up here. Northwestern Nebraska. South Dakota area. Looks like they're right on the border of Nebraska and South Dakota.
It's very faint, but you can still see it.
Oh, we got thunderstorm warnings all the way up here too in Montana. There's a chance for tornadoes in Montana, guys. Let me pull that up again.
Right now that just crossed over Ashby Road, north of Ashby, Nebraska.
Montana has a chance for tornadoes today, 2% chance. In this area in Montana.
An absolute mega wedge tornado. Absolute mega wedge.
Dust storms.
The gauge here is 190 miles per hour.
You gotta be kidding me.
190 miles per hour.
190 mile per hour. What?
EF.
Oh.
Again, this is violent.
Oh, Max is talking about that tornado.
Right now with how strong this tornado is. 190 mile per hour gate to gauge here at the minimum.
I don't see any dust storms over here.
You can't see the right side. Which way is the
Thing is nuts.
the right side?
Wow, that tornado is still huge. You can see it much clearer now.
It's just an absolute giga tornado.
Absolutely huge. I mean, that's not, it's further. Like, look at these 100 plus mile rotations reach all the way down into here.
I cannot believe how big
I think pretty much this is going to be like the whole size of our tornado, but the strongest parts, yeah, like right in this area.
tornado. This thing is ginormous.
It's just unreal, guys.
Just absurd, man.
Absolutely unreal. And this is in Nebraska. Anybody just popping in? We're here in Nebraska. We're going to actually go up to Montana, too. I want to see what's going on up in Montana. I got a second radar down in Texas near Lubbock. We need to move that up there. I don't see any craziness going on in Texas right now. So let's move this all the way up to Montana.
That was when we had a recycling stage. This thing's been on the ground for nearly an hour as a pretty much a violent tornado this entire time. It's been in pretty much open fields here near Ashby, Nebraska, but it has hit a few buildings and from
Yeah, we definitely got a couple severe thunderstorm warnings up here in Montana. And these are all rotating. My goodness, guys. Yeah, this ain't cool. So the train did get derailed. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we got rotation here, here. We got lots of rotation up here in Montana, guys. I don't know if I can get a better radar view. Those are kind of far from that radar.
Again, it does not mean this will be an EF4 plus tornado because it depends on the damage.
Can you guys see it? Can you guys see
but you want to be, if you're in this warning, you need to be treating this as if it is.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys. Turned into a pretty crazy day, I'd say. Got severe thunderstorms in Wisconsin, man. I can't say I've ever really covered many. I might have seen one brief tornado in Wisconsin in the last 8 years, but it's not pretty. It's not very common.
It's been about a mile wide here for well over 30 minutes.
We'll go back to this PDS warning down here, and back in Nebraska. It is. It's so massive. They're chasing it right here. They're on top. I mean, you can't even see the because it's like basically the entire storm's just sitting on the ground.
Sort of, path of this tornado. Like we might see it here in a minute because they're going up Ashby Road where this tornado just crossed. It'll be interesting to see if we see any sort of marks in the ground.
Are you kidding me? Cow!
That is so massive, guys.
Are you freaking kidding me?
This thing is a monster.
It's huge. This thing is huge. It's a huge tornado, man. This is the most
That thing is so big.
I cannot believe
Max Velocity, I do have his address. If you go in the description, I have Max Velocity, Ryan Hall. I have all the streamers and chasers in there. So if you want to see any of these tracers, you can watch them full screen.
Is that a cow?
Poor thing. Feel bad for him.
Hopefully he's okay. I don't know if that was a dog or a cow.
You can see both sides now. Yeah, it's just a giga tornado. This thing is massive.
That is such a big tornado. My goodness.
How close are we getting to this, Freddy? As close as we can. This road, take this right up behind it. Got it, perfect. That's perfect. Road.
Should come back here in a second.
Can't believe how big that rotation is. My goodness.
Violent wedge. It's so hard to see out my window, dude.
Velocity's bottom right.
Such a massive rotation.
Progress north of Ashby. The other tornado that's coming up on Whitman Road, that one is probably still in progress.
Yeah, we haven't even looked at the other tornado recently. This one was confirmed on the ground now. right in here, south of the hail core.
Or the Whitman, the tornado warning northwest of Whitman is including about 43 people. The one that we are currently in is 83. It's not a huge area, but
Really gotta watch the collar cloud here.
Doesn't look like this one's that strong, but it's there.
There it is.
they are now into the.
That's where this one's at on the ground here.
Hook echo right now.
This one has really low velocities, though. It's not really showing on the higher velocities. Like, you can see it's here. If I turn down the velocities, you can definitely see it.
This is fully rain wrapped.
This is just this is a really weak tornado. The other one
They can even see this.
further east of it.
2-mile wide tornado. This is a 2-mile wide tornado.
2 mile. They're saying it's 2 miles wide now.
Hopefully that cow's okay back
Can't even see
there.
how wide it is now. It's so
Max is
hail-
asking about the cow.
So hail wrapped now. Getting
It's okay. It's okay, St. Louis. Don't worry about him. He's done. We don't deal with rude people in here.
Can't see it now. I don't know.
We are here to help people. That's all we're here to do. We're here to advertise for all the other streamers. We're here to advertise for the storm chasers. And we're here for anybody that's on their phone that isn't on their computer. Like, there's a big difference between our stream and other streams. Our stream is basically referred to 80% people on their phone, whereas the other streamers, they're all on PC, so that's why I stream through YouTube Shorts. So I'm basically like an advertisement gate for all the other big streamers.
I'm pretty sure we covered Whitman last year with that huge tornado that was.
That's what that, and also I love to help people. So if there's any new people just showing up and you're concerned about your area, just type your city and state and chat or county, and I can pull it up and check to see what's going on in your area. Right now, yeah, basically we're just dealing with Nebraska right now. Looks like we have some stuff definitely starting to pick up in Wisconsin, so we're going to be keeping a close eye on Wisconsin now. And we're also looking at one of the biggest tornadoes I've seen in the last 8 years. Not the strongest, but it's probably one of the biggest I've seen.
A large tornado. Looks like Freddie has lost signal for a second. This is
My
Ryan
goodness.
Scholl, who's in the same area that Freddie just drove off there.
Now it's showing all kinds of hail in this rotation, so I'm not even sure what we can believe at this point, because you don't know if this is actually hail or this is parts of the tornado. We know there's still a tornado on the ground.
Francis with the super chat says this tornado is similar to the 2013 El Reno tornado. And Yoda says, anyone else nervous for these guys? I mean, Scholl has been close. Freddie has also gotten close. I'm pretty sure Scholl was even. I think Scholl has been the closest to this, at least at the beginning of the stream.
Don't want to get any closer here.
And that was intense though a while back. I mean, it's still rated at a PDS warning. They still have a PDS warning around this entire area.
Scans here. Looks like it almost went backwards here. Might have done like a little loop right here.
Yeah, let's actually watch it right here. If you guys pay close attention to this triangle, that's exactly where the tornado is.
This has been on the ground for over an hour.
It's kind of looping all around all over the place. It's not moving that far. Moving really slow, but it's kind of going all over the place.
This was
Unreal.
from John McKinney.
This is about when I started watching. This is basically, you watch the triangle. That's the track of this tornado the last hour or so. Maybe an hour and a half.
A huge wedge tornado. This one, it was more photogenic. You could see
It's kind of squiggly and back and forth. Yeah, you keep an eye on that little upside down triangle. That's where the tornado's been the last hour.
It's unbelievable. Freddie has just come back. Let's go back to Freddie. If I can figure out the button.
See if we can catch the next cycle. It's going to be on that 61.
I don't think anybody has like a close view of this thing. I think it's so rain wrapped at the moment they can't see it.
Driving south and he's driving north.
This is actually becoming very dangerous for the storm chasers. This being inside the rain now, like they might drive in too far and they really can't Hopefully they're just safe and they stay outside of
They
this
have
thing.
continued the PDS tornado warning. It sounds like they're going south. It sounds like that they have not upgraded this to a tornado emergency. It has continued to stay at a PDS.
Let's actually look at the
so it is still
NROC,
a
kind of see.
particularly
This will give us the
dangerous
best view of the storm.
situation. Tornado warning here north of Ashby.
All right, so we have two spots of strong rotation showing right here, right now.
In your safe place. This is a very dangerous tornado. If you know any friends or family,
oh my goodness, the
that are
one
in
up
the
here is
track of
looking way
this,
stronger.
To the north of Hyannis, please make sure that they are aware of this. This
Yeah,
is
the
a
one up
very
front's starting to look way
dangerous
stronger. So
tornado
this one
that
might end
is
up with a
still
PDS warning
in
at some point.
progress. We are seeing another. It looks like another supercells forming now off to the north.
All three of
Hyannis.
these,
So this
all
one
these cells are
could also
rotating.
try to
All
produce
three
a
of them have
tornado
their
as
own
that heads up,
rotation.
Highway 61. We basically have 3 tornadic supercells right now. This
But
has
the
been the one
triangles
that's
are
been
where the
going for a
tornadoes
while.
are on the ground
This
at.
one dropped a tornado a couple
Looks
of
like
times.
they
It is
haven't
strengthening
basically
with its
pinpointed a
velocities,
location for this one
heading out to
now.
the northeast, and then a new tornado might try to form
Probably
here
going to
soon
be
on the
probably going to be
supercell that's
forming
just
down
formed
in
out to the
here.
north of Hyannis. So there are 3 different storms right now that are all potentially going to be
My
producing
goodness,
tornadoes.
guys. I do want to get another 3D view of this storm right here,
By the
kind
way,
of
this
see
is a loop.
what this thing's doing. I think it's doing the stair step thing where it's basically dropping down and moving over mid-storm.
About 6:40 p.m. was our first tornado on this, and then this thing just continued. It got larger and larger. This is the path of this entire tornado.
That's what it looks like.
6:40, 6:50, and it is
Pretty sure this thing's coming down. Then it's going over like this. I think that's why we're seeing 2 spots of rotation right here.
Been strong the entire time here.
That's why we see the 2 spots. So it's the radar's picking up rotation in 2 different spots inside the storm. So it looks like that's what's going on. It's like here, then it's basically coming over and coming down here.
Not panned out. The threat that has been panning out, which I kind of expected to, was back from Montana back into Nebraska. That is continuing. We have mostly damaging winds and hail back up into Montana, and we also have some elevated storms off to the north of Hay Springs, Nebraska, back over into South Dakota.
Hi, Laura. How you doing?
So those ones are not very concerning.
Why'd you delete that message?
Out of these supercells.
She was being nice.
Again, not really showed any
oh, it's because of slowing down. Welcome to the stream, Laura Castillo. It's nice to have you here.
This is going to be right next to SE Road. So this is now next to SE Road in Nebraska, and we'll be tracking up towards Highway 61. This is
Amarillo, Texas. Absolutely, Sands. Let me check out Amarillo for you.
Trying to see what SE Road has here.
I know this is like a big deal, this tornado here, but it's pretty much out in the middle of nowhere, and it's not moving very fast, so we have plenty of time to check other areas.
Road has a few homes, so there are a few homes that are in the path of this right now.
Amarillo.
Along SE Road,
I think we have a radar in Amarillo, don't we?
Another home, and this is also where the Davis Ranch Airport is. So there are
yeah, we have a radar up in Amarillo. I've connected to that many times last. You're just north of Lubbock.
By this tornado. Actually, there's more. There's
Let's see. Let me actually. I'm going to open up a 3rd radar real quick.
I'm seeing 6 different.
Give me a second to get it adjusted. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable, and this thing's still going.
Today's getting crazy so fast.
We are keeping a close eye on all of our chasers. Again, Dan Fitz right now is the furthest to the east right now. He's coming up on Hyannis right now, bottom left of your screen. Freddie McKinney and Ryan Scholl, they are both right now on the...
Do you not have any severes down there yet? I'll just connect to Nebraska real quick and move down there.
Towards Ashby to reposition. So again, this tornado will be coming up on Highway 61 here in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
There's the Amarillo radar right here. Amarillo, Texas.
I don't see it on the ground.
So we do have some storms down here, but...
Trust me.
We have anything in that area yet? Hold on a second.
It's not really hitting any homes or anything right now. It's been in a field. If it does hit a home,
there was storms down here by Lubbock. I don't see anything in Amarillo yet. I mean, those might be some rain showers forming there. Let me look at the National Weather Radar.
I would find hard to believe that we don't still have a
1 second here.
I would find hard to believe that we don't still have a tornado here. Thank you, White, for the super chat. Thank you for all of the meteorology updates and streams. Your work hopefully helps save lives and helps the entire community understand the world of weather. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I mean, again, I was not actually.
Doesn't look like we have anything coming towards Amarillo at the time, but you definitely want to be weather aware in Amarillo today because let me pull this up real quick for you.
Okay, this is interesting. We have a mesocyclone handoff happening right now.
So you definitely have a 5% chance risk for tornadoes in Amarillo today, but right now we just don't have any storms in the area. And it's early. Still, it's only 7 p.m. in your area, so things could form in the next 5 hours. So yeah, just keep in touch, check in and out. Keep your phone nearby in case you do get like a big supercell that forms near Amarillo, and they'll Amber Alert your phone if you get a tornado. If you're not, if you're out busy doing something, not able to watch a stream, yeah, just definitely keep your phone nearby and check in on the weather here and there today. You are in a 5% chance. We just don't know if you're going to get hit by anything today unless a storm forms nearby. So, yeah, just keep weather aware in Amarillo for now.
I watched this happen. This was also in an open field, but this is before.
How you doing, Amy?
Tornado. This was our first tornado. This one occluded, and then we got a huge.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've been watching basically all the action between Amarillo and Lubbock the last 2 days. It's been crazy. Yeah, it's been nonstop. I mean, this is like the third day in a row you guys have had a chance of tornadoes. Right now, the only place we have tornadoes is in Nebraska. Now, Montana, this is up in Montana. We do have some severe thunderstorms up in Montana.
Tornado that has dropped. There are likely 2 tornadoes currently in progress, heading up towards 61.
These storms, they're pretty big. They're definitely rotating. Like, we got some rotation in these storms. Nothing super scary looking, but this one looks like it's got some pretty good rotation down here. It's just so far from the radar. I didn't even know why. I just don't think this radar is very good quality here in Montana because it's really not far from the radar. It looks pretty funky looking.
We just got a new tornado warning for Grant and Cherry counties.
It's not a very big storm yet, but it's rotating. But yeah, there's a lot of rotation going on up here in Montana.
So this is actually going to be for the storm that is on the north.
We got to keep an eye on Montana today.
Where Dan Fitz is currently coming up towards. If you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter. This one could easily produce a tornado here soon.
We go back to Nebraska for a minute.
Northeast. It'll basically be parallel.
Tomorrow's going to be crazy, guys. There's some serious weather tomorrow. I'm worried about tomorrow. Hopefully nothing too bad happens. Yeah, here we've had like a big, ginormous tornado going on here from this storm. Basically, I can just play it through real quick. Like last hour and a half, this thing's been dropping like a tornado that's been anywhere from a half a mile to 2 miles wide. It's been a big, massive tornado right here in this storm.
I know Nathan Moore has it. We do not have currently permission to use the stream, so we cannot show it. But we're going to have it by the next stream.
This one's actually looking much worse right here.
This is still a large tornado, though, from my understanding here.
This one looks like it's getting much worse.
The latest scan is showing so the mesocyclone handoff does not look to be super.
We're showing a rotation from 3,000 feet all the way up to 41,000 feet in this front part of the storm. There's the weather's picking up here. Where's our tornado? PDS tornado warning still just on the back one right now.
Not nearly as large as before.
Yeah, this back one looks much weaker. It looks like it's basically downtrended quite a bit. The one that's under the PDS warning.
Tornado is on the ground.
I mean, it's still got some rotation, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. Just looks like a little baby EF1 tornado now.
And that's going to be for those in Cherry County.
Doesn't even look nearly as big as it was either. Like, this looks way smaller. Like, I mean, you look at it now compared to what it was, 15 minutes ago. This thing's really lost its juice. I mean, it could be just doing a handoff or recycling or something, too. We'll see what happens. We also have a lot of interference here, too, that can be throwing stuff off. You see all these purple blocks.
This is the storm that just went up, just is continuing as observed. We still have a tornado in progress here north of Higher.
They'll probably drop the PDS warning on this storm, the way it's looking now.
But again, northern parts of Cherry
this one's
County
looking pretty concerning up here. This looks like this is going to be the new big one right here. And you got lots of rotation right here. See how we got the hook forming right here too? This one's starting to look pretty crazy. I'm going to do a 3D view of this one here soon after a couple more scans. Let me pull up tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be nuts. So right here, this is our tornado threat for today. I've just talked about this. 5% chance in the red, 2% in the green, but tomorrow, oh my goodness. So everybody pay close attention to tomorrow. In the description, I have Max Velocity and Ryan Hall both linked in there. They do weather forecasts. Basically, they're gonna keep us up to date. They'll probably have a video tonight. They'll probably have one in the morning talking about what's going to be happening tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be crazy. It's just the same thing. Blue's a 2% chance. Red's a 5%. But we got a 10% hatched right here in the yellow, which is really bad. Just yellow alone is bad, right? Then we got the 15% here. And the red between Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, like this is not good, guys. So like everybody in this red needs to be extremely weather aware tomorrow. You need to have like a plan to get in somebody's basement, or you don't want to be in a camper or a mobile home inside this red area tomorrow. That's absolute last place you want to be tomorrow in this red area. Same with the yellow. You need to find a place to be able to go into a basement in the red or yellow area. And it's also going to be like the same thing. If there's no storms there, it's going to be fine. But if there's a storm in your area in this red or yellow tomorrow, it's not going to be any good news from that storm. So yeah, you just want to make sure you got a safe place to be in these two areas tomorrow. And then day 3 is supposed to be pretty crazy too. Well, we don't have the tornado outlook for day 3 yet, but basically this is like the yellow is going to be like our severe area for day 3. So if they issue any of like the tornado warnings for day 3, we won't know till tomorrow. It's going to be in this yellow area.
This is the tornado that we're talking about.
And this could end up being like a huge event if this whole yellow area gets put in for tornadoes tomorrow. Like there's a lot of big cities through here, so it's probably going to be a crazy day of coverage if this happens that bad on Tuesday.
What the heck?
Yeah, that is Tuesday right there that I just showed you. Well, we can't see the tornado threat for Tuesday yet. Let me show you guys what I'm actually looking at right here.
He is on this right now. If his stream will stay up.
Right here, and this right here, I'm using pivotal weather right here. It's the SBC outlook. So basically, the coverage we do is we got day 1, we have categorical. Full panel is just all of them, tornado, hail, wind, and then just categorical is just where you expect to see thunderstorms. Day 2, same thing. They don't do a tornado for day 3. They just do probabilistic. So basically around 2 in the morning, they'll move to Tuesday into day 2, and we'll get to see what kind of data they have on the weather balloons and stuff, and what's going on with tornadoes on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm in the bad zone too, buddy. I feel you. I'm in the bad zone for Tuesday too. I'm worried, and I have major weather anxiety. So it looks like the big tornado is about to drop here at the front of the storm. Like this just did a big old complete weird handoff. I think this storm's basically just like turning into one big one here at this point. It's hard to tell, but let's do it. Let's do a 3D view of the storm now.
Apparently, this is still on the ground. I cannot clearly see it. Might be. It sounds like the storm.
Yeah, that's kind of a couple scans back. But,
John McKinney's watching a wall cloud. Is he back?
There's a better look. There's too much radar interference, but that's kind of where this big rotation is right here in that part of the storm.
Looks like it has occluded. Look at this thing, by the way.
So this is getting pretty bad in this area here in the front part of the storm.
We might already have one.
You can't see it, it's completely rain wrapped. Even this is all rain wrapped because the hook's back down in here. Let me turn off the greens and the blues. We might be able to see it better.
But again, what we're looking at,
yeah, as you see, I make the blues transparent. Or hook's back in here.
Looks like after about an hour and 15 minutes, this tornado has now lifted. So I do think.
Yeah, it has lifted, but it's dropping back down on this front hook. That's the thing. So this is probably going to be our next big tornado right here. You can kind of see it right here. Can't really deny that. Like this is also a minute and a half. It looks much worse now than it did then.
Yeah, right there. So this
is probably going to end up being our new PDS warning right here.
Tornado was much smaller a few moments ago.
Ooh. I think they're showing that one on the ground right now.
This is again a replay from
you can see it.
4 minutes ago.
Oh, this is from 4 minutes ago.
This is how this tornado all began, and this is actually how it's ending as well, which is crazy.
Oh, so that was the one that just fell apart, the one that was really big. It just turned into a tiny... So that was the one that just fell apart in the bag. That's so crazy. This thing was like a mile wide, and it turned into a tiny little noodle as it ended, and it just lifted up in the air. That is so cool. That is so neat.
Near Highway 61.
So yeah, that was this one down here. That was PDS warned. I mean, it's not there anymore, but
and it occluded. So
it occluded right in front of the chaser. That is so neat. I'll go back to where that video was. He said it was like 4 minutes ago. Here it is. That's the one we just saw on video right here. Occluded.
An update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, it looks like this storm that was producing our wedge tornado that we've been seeing for quite some time now is starting to die out.
And there you go. It just basically falls off the radar. But this one in the front's what's getting crazy now.
The strength increase.
This is the one they're going to start chasing.
So back off here to the north. This is a very rural area, but in Cherry
Poplar
County,
Bluff.
Nebraska, likely going to have a new. If it's not already, we probably have.
No, there's
a
nothing
large
down there
tornado
right now.
Progress.
Everything's up, and if anybody's just joining in, we're up here in Nebraska right now. We got some severe threats in Montana. Nothing's been tornado warned in Montana yet, but there's a big threat area today. Like we have a lot of places that could possibly see severe weather today. So just if you're in this area right here, I'm pulling it up. Oh, they just updated it right now.
And this is the
National Weather just updated day 1 tornado.
So you can see this is almost
So basically the red's basically down here in Lubbock and Amarillo again, and basically just up this area in Nebraska. It looks like they're still got this area up in Montana in the severe possible area. So
over the last hour, so if you are in this part of Cherry
but they
County,
basically took out Kansas out of this threat. I mean, they still got a 2% chance, but
of Hyannis. That is where this is currently located.
National Weather just updated our tornado out for the day. I need to fix my radar from National Weather here. It's driving me nuts.
This is when it started about an hour and 20 minutes ago.
I want to take off all this purple and yellow stuff, and I want it to just make it show me the storms only. I got to figure this out.
This is when it was a wedge tornado back over at about 7 o'clock, so a little over an hour ago. And again, it was a wedge tornado for probably about 45, 50 minutes.
That makes it a satellite
the National
view.
Weather
So
Service will do
labels.
surveys on this, but
You guys ever use this radar in National Weather? I never use this.
That we just saw.
I want to start using it though, just so I can basically look at the whole state or the whole country. I just want to get rid of these, all the county areas that have the warnings.
We might see a merger happen, and we might get a new tornado trying to form near Highway 61.
That just shows
just off to the north
county
of
warning areas.
So we may get a new tornado on this. The storm that's off to the east of 61 near Whitman, this is almost undoubtedly a
That just takes off all the
tornado that's
labels.
currently tracking
I'm not very
northeast.
good at this thing. I'm trying to figure it
So,
out.
a new tornado might try to
Before I
form
didn't
near
have all
Highway
these
61
warnings
as the
showing
storm
up. I
merger
think,
happens,
are
so
these
keep an eye
purple
on
ones
that.
like the dust storm warnings he was talking about? Or wind warnings?
All right. Thank you, Bad Boys, for the super chat. When you get the chance, what are the odds of a tornado outbreak tomorrow in the Midwest? I would say tomorrow the odds of a tornado outbreak are probably about 70%.
It makes it a lot harder to see all the storms, but you can basically see where they're forming up here.
Looks like Freddie
Just
has a
basically
tornado.
have the ones east of Lubbock right now. Nothing else is really
I think
formed
Freddie
up.
has a tornado.
Still lots of storms up here though.
Yeah,
In
and
Wyoming,
it's gonna be east of the
these are
highway.
all just moving
I
into
couldn't tell.
Nebraska.
It's gonna be the east of the
He
highway
zoomed
here.
into something.
Still have a severe warning up here for some storms up in
Is that it, or is that just
Montana.
Okay, that's not a tornado. Never mind. That would be where that's the
Yeah,
south,
pretty
that's
much
gonna be the
these.
southwest
I
side
believe
of
these
the
two
new,
ones are the
closed
tornado
vest
threat.
and we might see a wall cloud
Like
form
these
over the next
pink
few
blocks are
minutes.
basically our 2% warning, and these yellow ones are the 5%.
The PDS tornado
But it's not even
is
showing yellow
10
ones
minutes
down here
overall.
right now
We
because
can't
we don't really
show
have any
us
storms
the
down here
tornadoes
yet.
outside of the warning, so we should be back down to an observed tornado warning. Bottom right of your screen, we have a large tornado east of Whitman Road.
Right now, you haven't really missed anything, brother. It's just we got like a new tornado forming here in this big storm in Nebraska.
Thank you, Nick, for the super chat. Appreciate the super chat.
Run my amber burn.
The other one included that was on the ground for like an hour. And this one is huge too. It looks like it's trying to be big. It's not that big yet, but
I honestly
I mean, like
think,
our basically our gate to
I
gate
do
shears like
think
right
this
in
storm
here.
merger, we might get a new tornado on the southern storm. Velocities aren't really strong right now, but it is possible that we get a new tornado on the southern storm.
Max thinking we're gonna get one down here in the southern part, but there's so much interference. Like I can't really see what's going on in the southern part of this storm right now with all these interference blocks. But it does look like it's trying to pick up something.
Coming up on the other tornado. All right, so Dan
Something
Fitz
right
is
here,
coming
like
up
it might
on
be trying to
this
form a
tornado.
new
I'm not
hook
sure if
here.
you
It's
made
hard
the
to say,
same,
but there's so much
again, this
interference
is-
right here.
At this point, again, pretty much coming up, there's actually a roadway here. It's coming up on Cobble Road. Cobble Road, again, is the main road
All right.
that's currently in the path of a
Go to the
likely
drop down.
large
Let me pull it
tornado.
up
We
real
cannot
quick.
verify that because there's no chaser reports on this as of right now.
All right, go to the drop down, National Radar.
Last tornado that we just had. And so I do think that we probably have a new large tornado in Cherry County, which will be tracking off to the northeast. Very rural areas.
Drop down
horrendous,
national radar.
Cody would be the main areas that are in the long-term path of this. We do have a tornado watch across western Nebraska, South Dakota that does go all the way until about 11 o'clock tonight.
Is it this drop down?
Sorry, midnight tonight. So make sure that you're staying weather aware. These are the main storms that we need to be keeping a close eye on all around Hyannis.
Like before, I was looking at this and it wasn't showing me all these little warning areas. Take off the warnings. Do the.
Shout out to Nicholas with a very generous super chat from Wisconsin. Thank you for all you do. I'm from Wisconsin. We have some big storms coming up. We've been watching for about.
Oh, there it is. The hazards.
Tomorrow. I'm not
okay,
sure when we're going live.
That's what I want off.
Live for probably a good amount of
I can make these brighter.
I think we'll go live when storms start firing up. We won't go live.
There we go. That's perfect. That's what I want. So I just want to be able to come and look at all the storms, and then I can know where to pinpoint them on the radars. Because I got to go local, and GR shows me all the data, but now I can just see where all the storms are. Now we can see if we see anything in New Mexico.
Kai from becoming a member.
I guess dust storms just don't show up in New Mexico on the radar.
Dan Fitz, he's on the other tornado warning.
We got some stuff forming up back here in Colorado.
His audio's a little bit glitchy.
I don't know if any of these are going to make it over here into Kansas or Nebraska. But we do have a lot of storms up here in Wyoming heading into Nebraska. All these storms could get bad here heading into Nebraska. That's going to be going into 5%. And all these storms here, they're going to be in the 2% chance basically for the next couple hours. That's up in Montana.
Cassie with the 5 gifted memberships. I'm just going to keep audio off because it is a little bit glitchy.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a crazy day, guys. Oh, let's actually, I want to see the update for tomorrow.
Yeah,
they just did the update.
Eastern tornado warning. Strongest
yeah, it's still about the same for tomorrow. They updated today's, but it looks fairly the same to me. I didn't really change tomorrow much, but they changed today quite a bit. See if they changed the day 3 categorical at all. It's still about the same.
We definitely have some low clouds still. This thing is still laggy, so we're going to keep it off the audio, but it's definitely... We definitely have low clouds here.
Pretty concentrated area of nasty weather today, to be honest.
Lifts up to essentially build up our clouds. Basically, where our
really don't have a whole lot going
on,
on, but this looks like this part's getting way stronger.
Lifting condensation level stays low, and these are surface-based storms. The tornado threat will continue.
Like right now, at the moment, the only severes we have is here and up here in Montana. That's about it. We just got like one storm.
Here from around Highway 61 near
it's out in the middle of nowhere.
From the distance on this storm. Also, PDS tornado warning expires in 5 minutes. We no longer have a PDS warning for an active tornado.
PDS warning expires in 5 minutes.
This is from Ryan Schull. I'm going to go back to Dan Fitz, though. So Dan Fitz is
I'm really confused on what this thing is doing here.
New supercell that is currently forming here off to the north of Highway 2.
It looks like this is our
still very low clouds. We could get a new tornado with this.
Main point of rotation, but
kind of the northeast. It's mainly moving north and northeast right now.
Like if I'm at the higher velocities, this is the only area that has really high velocities, just right here.
He's just north of Whitman. He's on Whitman Road right now.
Basically what national weather's showing right here, only from 3,000 feet up to 16,000 feet, the velocities are really strong. Other than that, it's not too bad, but it's really picking up a lot on the normalized rotation.
Now that you're graduating, are we fixing to see live storm chasing? Hey, maybe at some point, we'll see. You guys want audio on or off, by the way? Is it annoying, or is it fine? I know it's kind of glitchy. I was just trying to listen to see if he's saying anything.
Curious on what this thing's going to do. And this one's the one that's heading up towards...
Right on the left. Look at that, it's just a scud.
Yeah, this storm's still so far away from these towns up here. Looks like this thing's hardly moved at all. I kind of want to look and see what... Let's look at the storm the last hour and see what it's doing.
I think that might be a tornado.
Get rid of all these warnings.
Yeah, it looks like we have a tornado in progress on the left side of your screen. This is north of Highway 2. That's a new tornado, left side of your screen.
Oh, so we got somebody here on that tornado.
That has just dropped.
There it is.
That is a tornado. that is in progress. East of Highway 61 on the left side of your
This one right
screen.
here.
And it looks like it's becoming a cone tornado. That is definitely
It's
a
over
tornado
here.
in
It's on the
progress,
left
so we
side.
once
You
again
can't
have
see
another
it.
Tornado. Yeah, that's clearly a tornado.
The tornado they're looking at.
And
Looks like it might be picking back up. It
zoom in
just
here.
basically downtrended big time. Because we had the red here in the last couple scans, and now I think it just picked back up.
It looks like it's a non-condensed tornado right now. You can see the rotation. It's not
See
nearly
where
as
it kinda
rapid as
weakened.
before, but it is definitely still. This could easily still go as a strong tornado. Looks like it's trying to condense right now. So a brand new tornado forming again just north of Whitman, Nebraska.
Day 4.
It's on the ground there just a moment ago, and now it's back to being a funnel cloud. So I don't think we have ground contact.
We got to
can't
make it through
see
day
ground
3
contact,
first.
but we definitely just had a tornado a moment ago. And it looks like a new one is trying to form. It's definitely spinning.
Day 4, just a
And that
part of
might have been
Texas
it.
is
That might have
showing.
just been a quick tornado. I mean, there's still lowering here, but it doesn't look like it's
Day 5, we don't have anything yet.
permanently dropping.
Nothing on day
PBS
4,
tornado
just
warning ends in
Texas.
2 minutes, by the way. Thank you, Bill, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Our northern storm that's back up east of Whitman, that's the other one that's been on the ground for a while.
Basically
East of
today, the
Whitman,
only
producing
area we
rainfall
even
north
have
of
storms
Whitman.
just right
That
here for
one
now.
has been producing
This
for
area
quite
hasn't
some
even
time.
formed anything down here
So,
yet.
the velocities have rapidly.
Maybe
been
this is the one he
intensifying
just
on
seen on the
storm. Let's
ground
look
here.
at the
This one's
highway, too.
actually, it made its hook down here. This one's recycling down here.
Freddie McKinney's coming up on this as well.
Look at
Right
that
now, this
hook,
again,
man. That's
Dan
unreal.
Fitz.
What's going on, Hurricane Juice?
We're going to go back over to. I do think we're going to have a new tornado forming that could even be bigger here.
Got
in a
like
second.
2
This
of them
is
right
back to
now about to
Freddie
form.
McKinney, who's also coming up on this right now.
This is so crazy. This
Go
storm's
to Freddie to see what we have in
basically
audio. If Dan has something, we'll go back
just
to
a
him.
big old thing of rotation. My goodness, this storm.
See, velocities have been intensifying over the last few minutes.
My dad says he might see a tornado right now. I'm on the phone with him right now.
I can't. I cut off the bottom one. I just wanted to
Does
look at
John
the
have
whole
something?
storm as a whole. This thing is so big. Look at this
Okay, John
massive
McKinney
storm.
says he sees a tornado.
It's like 3 supercells into one. Got all 3 of them. These 2 are like almost completely merged. This is nuts.
That might have been what Dan saw.
Yeah, I don't know if he saw the north one or the south one. Okay, this is getting really strong again.
Wow. There could be.
This
tornado
one's
back
getting
up
very
where the strongest
powerful again.
rotation is, which would be a little bit further to the north.
Just picked up into the
Velocities are
pinks down here.
Really strong right now. It's kind of in the inflow though.
Got a
Crazy looking
lot
storm
of
here out in
radar
Nebraska.
interference too. Can't even
Also,
really
our
see where the
PDS tornado warning
rotation
has now
is
officially
here.
ended. We are back down to
Guessing
now
that's it right
a bit
here.
more of a. I don't know if it's really normal, but we are back down.
Hey,
to now a
should
confirmed
radar
tornado
the
warning,
rotation
which is
should
the
be
northern storm that's been confirmed. We're likely going to see a new
should be
tornado
down in
drop
here.
on
You would
this
think
storm
with the
here at
hook,
any
but all
moment.
the interference
As
just
this
making it
tracks
show up
to the
here. I think.
northeast here near Highway 2.
I don't know why there's so much interference
This
right
is
now.
Dan
There's nothing
Fitz
but
looking
air
at it.
between here and the
Again,
radar.
if we had a tornado, it'd be trying to form there in the middle of your screen.
Might be the winds blowing on the radar and it's shaking it or something.
I'm going to go back to Freddie.
There should be a tornado up here. There should
How you
be
doing, Renee?
We'll go back to Dan if he has something.
Welcome to the stream, Renee. How you doing, Goat Gaming?
Good deal.
We're in Nebraska tornado hour, where there is tornadoes out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, this road's money. It'll take us right up to it. It's a lot further north than I thought.
Oh yeah, no problem.
A disclaimer out
Thanks
there.
for
A lot of
stopping
people are
in.
asking about it. I cannot show Reed stream. I cannot show a lot of Chaser streams. Again, we have to license all this up. It does not. It's not free. All right. So, and we do not have permission from Reed or any of those people. So, I apparently Reed got stuck in the ditch from what I've seen though.
Make her work here.
I'm just letting you guys know it's a huge chat.
This
question
one's
right now that's
getting-
being
We can
brought
take
up.
this.
This one's got a pretty good area rotation. You can definitely see it there on the velocities. This one just looks so messy, man. The interference in this bottom part of the storm just making everything look bad.
Tornado. Yeah.
That's why when there's lots of interference, I always go to the end rod.
That's a tornado on the ground.
Tornado on the ground, they said.
Okay, so they're saying there is a
Right here, I'm pulling up max velocity. And if you guys want to see any of these storm chasers, I have them
John
all
McKinney
linked in
has
the
it. There it
description.
is. So we have a new
If you want to
tornado
like
for
watch and
Red
chase these
Oregon.
tornadoes full screen and whatnot.
Look at that thing. That thing is really curving.
Man, that is a really good curve on that
Oh,
tornado.
that's going to last very long. That is a really... That's like a 45-degree angle tornado.
I don't know if that's the front or the back one.
What in the world? That thing is like going almost parallel to the cloud. It's just a long rope.
It's either this one or that one they're looking at.
By the way, I'm pretty sure the cows are off to the west of where this tornado is. I don't think they're in the path of this.
We're gonna skip up the cows.
Freddie has it.
Look at the curly Q on it. Like reaching out ahead of the storm.
My goodness, look at that. It's so crazy.
I wonder if it's like a satellite or something.
That is nuts.
The main tornado's north.
Yeah, just again, if you're just stopping in, this is
The main tornado's further north.
max velocity stream right here. You wanna go to his stream. See the full screen version, it should be there at the very top of the streamers.
See the occlusion north. See the occlusion up there?
So that was a little NATO. I mean, if you compare it to the wedge,
That is so crazy. Look at that noodle up in the sky. Just pulled back up.
I know.
That is so neat, guys. These are such a photogenic area for these tornadoes.
Which this one could go big at some point here in the next 10 minutes. The last tornado, the wedge that we had, like that one started out as a really tiny little tornado for a few minutes, then it went away. And this one could do something very similar. The supercell here is organizing rapidly.
It's not even the main like tornado.
Go back and look up at Montana again.
I'm gonna get water real quick. I'll keep it on Freddie for a second.
Hey, yeah, I know, Renee. There's literally these are happening far away from everybody. There's like nobody in these warnings right now. This is out in the middle of nowhere.
They have just upgraded this warning in Grant and Cherry counties in Nebraska to a confirmed tornado, which is what we just saw. Looks like it has a
Like the only place we have storms, yeah, they're basically up here. It's not even in Montana anymore. It's in Wyoming. I'm gonna switch to my other radar.
The supercell is rapidly organizing in a highly favorable environment for tornadoes. Massive cyclone on this is crazy.
No, I'm just saying. I just don't want it to plan all.
Definitely a lot of rotation on this storm, but I just can't really see it. Let me go down to this radar here and see if we can see it any better.
Yeah, I'm parking right here. Let's try to drop to our left. I'm gonna go a little bit around the corner here. What's that in the back?
We definitely have some rotation up in these storms.
What is that? That could be a that might be a funnel.
Nothing too crazy looking though.
Chat just for a second, just try to figure out like.
I'm gonna pull up the
This thing is trying to.
national weather
I really don't even.
radar too, kind of see if we got anything else new forming up.
Yeah, is that gonna drop right there?
They're just these big storms down here in Wyoming.
It might try to drop right here. There's like more than one area of rotation on this thing. I don't even know. It might.
Basically, that one big storm's our only threat right now. Nothing else is formed down here.
I am wrapped in cables. It's definitely rotating there. Oh.
This is.
It's trying to drop.
It's really
Looking
windy. This
pretty
is Dan
mild.
Fitz as well. I'm gonna go back to Freddie. Dan Fitz has a decent view too of at least a rotating.
Yeah, it's definitely a funnel. Definitely a funnel right now. That's not even the main
Little funnel there on the
That's
left.
not even the main couplet.
Still don't think that's gonna be the main area of rotation though.
Yeah, this one's definitely cranking up here again. See if we can get a 3D
We don't have
view
a
of it
definitive,
yet.
like wall cloud right now that is formed here. Like we don't have a definitive rotating wall cloud like what we had earlier. But there is a funnel there.
Oh, it's trying. It's got very pronounced rotation all the way up into the storm. This looks like this one's going to be big if it does go down again. 'Cause, I mean, you can see how close the reds are. It's got very strong rotation going all the way up into the storm.
Freaky tornado stuff
Let me turn up the velocities even higher. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this thing's getting pretty strong. Look at that. My goodness. So it has really high velocities from these areas coming all the way down.
What's that?
This is
terrain?
the other one up north. I don't
Cone,
know
cone.
what this thing's doing over here, but
Cone tornado's coming down.
like it starts to rotate really good and then it falls apart.
Right of the road right now. Cone
Oh
tornado
yeah,
coming
there's a
down.
tornado right there.
Much on the
That's a-
weaker end. Yeah, this is the one
Might
up
be a
here
tornado.
that's further north.
Yeah, it looks like a new tornado.
It's still
forming
rotating
now.
pretty good, but it's much weaker.
Off to the north of Whitman near Whitman Road in Nebraska.
Let's see both of them on this scan, both spots
To the
here.
right of the road. I'm going
here.
north right now. There's a cone coming down in the rain.
How you doing, Donut? I haven't seen you in a while.
Velocities are pretty strong in the.
Yeah, these velocities are crazy strong right now. Oh my goodness.
I don't know if that's the main tornado or what. It could even just be another satellite for all I know.
Absolutely crazy. That might be interference causing all this though. Let's go look. Yeah. I think it's inflow and interference is causing all this. You can just kind of see this whole area just like kind of whack.
The definition of cyclic.
Well, you know what that means is this is either going to turn into a really strong tornado or it's going to fall apart at this point. When you get a bunch of crazy inflow like that, you're going to get one or the other.
I think long term we do have an east.
Hey Bonnie, how you doing?
Long term, certainly shot for something relatively daytime.
Yes, it's a crazy day, that's for sure. Crazy day in one area in Nebraska. Oh, we just got a red triangle. What's going on here?
I'm just gonna cook up in here and see what that.
Yeah,
See what the heck happens.
basically the rating is at a power of an EF 2.2 now.
On Freddy, but
To
apparently they are
3,400
seeing
feet
this is on
all the way
the
up to
ground. The warning
40,000, 47,000 feet. This thing is
was
just
upgrade to
cranking
reserve for a
right now.
different tornado.
This has to be on the ground at this
Right,
point, I
screen is a
think.
supercell again north of Whitman, Nebraska.
Are they? I wonder if the chasers are on this storm or they're up on this one. Because whatever Max is watching, they're not seeing anything.
Yep.
I wonder what part of the storm they're at.
If you see like anything.
Well, very low
dropping,
clouds
let me
there,
know.
so they're very.
That guy's got bad
low.
reception. He's
I don't see
cutting out
anything actively
nonstop.
in progress.
Thing is showing some very strong power now,
Shout
though.
out to Michelle with the Venmo donation. Appreciate that.
Pick up rotations at a 3.0 and a 3.2 at 12,000 to 16,000 feet. Like this thing is absolutely
Look at the
cranking.
inclusion on the left.
Northern Ontario, Canada. How you doing? You're here to watch and learn.
Might be just. I think it's just a huge.
Basically, we're just most of the people that are hanging out today are just a bunch of people that are obsessed with weather because there's really nobody really nobody in this area. Like if I zoom out, like we're in the middle of Nebraska where nobody lives, right? So there's really nobody under a big direct threat right now. So most of the people who are just hanging out right now are basically just obsessed with weather like I am, and we're just looking at big, giant, nasty tornadoes because it's
Just
fun.
past sunset, so it's gonna be getting a lot harder to see these.
Some days it gets really crazy though, you know, when we got
But
warnings in tons of areas and people are in danger, but right now it's just kind of like a storm chaser's dream right now. Other than you see, it's getting dark, like it's almost dark. They can't really see stuff that well.
Right now, just an absolutely massive mezzo carved out. The satellites orbiting.
just want to show you guys what we're looking at here on radar.
Pull up a 3D view of it again. Here we go.
With this super.
My goodness, yeah, the
We have
thing
a
is
huge
so
hailstorm
strong.
also on this storm now.
I mean, we have two rotations too. You can see both of them. This is the one up north, and this is the big one down here.
Point, we had 3-inch
Turn up the
size hail on
velocity
initial
some,
supercell.
but this
This
thing
was
is
probably
absolutely monstrous at this point.
right around
My
3-inch size
goodness,
hail, which is
guys,
apple size.
that is such a big rotation.
Whitman Road, and the velocities are really strong right now, but they're kind of in the inflow. So this isn't necessarily a tornado, but I do think with our Mesocyclone, we
Yeah.
are going to see a brand new
Oh,
tornado
you got all
form
this
on
mess.
as it
That's
moves
what
to
you
the
Max saying. It's like getting the inflow. It's really hard to see what's going on. The inflow and the
once again in
radar
Cherry and Grant counties here
radar
in Nebraska,
interference and
which is gonna
everything. Looks cool though. Looks neat.
very far off to the west of
Yeah,
central
right up here at the
Nebraska,
top.
even, off to the north of North
TORR tour for Cherry Grant
Platte.
counties.
This storm has been producing.
And they had a PDS warning on this thing not too long ago. I can go way back on this radar here. Let me hit.
Producing multiple tornadoes. We've had
This is back when it was doing tornadoes an hour and a half ago. This thing dropped tornado for about
tornado reports, and it looks like
it's on the ground for a long time. I guess this storm back here, when it was a PDS warning, it knocked a train over off the tracks from what I heard. But that was about an hour and a half ago when that happened. I hope the guy's all right.
It's been very interesting to say the least. This has been, from a meteorology standpoint, crazy.
Yeah, they're warned. I just have them off at the moment. I'm sorry, I was making them disappear. Right now they just have TORR on it. Basically radar confirmed tornado. Doesn't necessarily mean there's an exact tornado on the ground, but they're basically keeping it at a TORR just because this thing has a history of producing a violent tornado. So, like preemptive warning, but like there's nothing out here. Actually, I'm gonna pull that up again. Let's go by Whitman. I want to see if there's actually any houses in this area. I don't even think there's a threat to anybody at the moment.
Holy crap. Watching for satellites. Oh my gosh, the meso's like 3 miles
Like
wide.
it's good too because all these towns are really little right here. So like the other town got missed, thankfully. We're like north of Whitman a ways.
I don't think we were far off, but
Look at the velocities. This is all in the inflow.
I mean, this looks like pure plains and country. I'm not seeing hardly anything out here. I haven't seen a single house, so I think this is good. There's definitely roads out here, though.
Forming around our mesocyclone here.
Whitman Road looks like it goes north for a long time. I'm actually surprised these roads are paved out here. No houses.
Two different ones.
But yeah, the only houses there are is like way further up north.
5% tornado risks have been wild recently.
Right up here, these towns, but it's so far away from these towns.
Gosh, guys. This thing is
It's
giant.
probably gonna be 2 or 3 hours before they even get up here. At the rate the storm's moving. Yes, tomorrow Rita's gonna be bad. Hopefully nothing happens to you, but let me pull it up. Oh, wrong web page.
Oh my gosh, on radar.
Tomorrow is supposed to be pretty scary. It's gonna be a crazy day tomorrow. Right here is our tornado threat for today. Basically, yeah. Anything in the yellow or the red tomorrow. If you don't have a basement, you want to like be prepared to find a place to go to where there is an actual basement, or like a extremely strong brick building that can handle strong winds. Because like pretty much anything in the red or the yellow tomorrow, you don't want to be in a camper or trailer because there's a chance for really strong air or strong tornadoes to be in these areas tomorrow. There may not be any. It could be a bus, is what we call it. But if there's a storm in these areas tomorrow, they're not going to be doing anything nice. They're going to be mean, violent tornadoes, most likely. But yeah, make plans for tomorrow. If you got a basement, you're golden. But yeah, when my area in Ohio gets in the red, I make sure I talk to my neighbor that has a basement, and I look, I need to come over if it gets bad. So just be prepared.
On the left side, he has a little.
Yeah, that's for tomorrow. This is our tornado threat for tomorrow, where the red and green is not good. Thing's out of control right here. I don't even know what the storm's trying to do.
I'm gonna go back to Freddy. That northern tornado has probably.
Oh, the streamers are even lagging out here, man. They're getting like 0.25 FPS out here.
Dominant super.
They don't have any phone coverage out there either. They're just loading nothing.
Right now is
Every 5 seconds you get a couple frames. My goodness.
Good shot to Andy.
Yeah.
For the super chat. Wasn't this
I want to go fishing. It's been so long. I've been disabled the last 80 years. I haven't been able to do hardly anything.
This was a conditional risk.
Gosh, look at the backside of the mezzo there.
I'm gonna be honest though, like I thought the entire day Nebraska was
They,
a state that actually had tornadoes.
Assisted living facilities should be built pretty strong. They probably have basements there too for you guys, I'm assuming. Or at least like a big brick area.
I'm sure I said that this would be like the main area to watch for, and we have had.
It's hard to say, you know, you don't really.
Multiple tornadoes.
Like every building's kind of built differently, but.
I did not think Kansas or Texas would pan out.
We had a really bad red area or purple area in Ohio last year, and it ended up being nothing. So, like, I was so excited. Like, we had a really bad outlook for Ohio last year. I can't remember what day it actually was, but it looked really bad.
We had storms fire up. They're just.
And I was freaking out. Luckily, nothing happened. We didn't have a single storm in the area. Like, we got out of it
we did have
clean.
A few storms there, but
So, like, basically, too, when you're looking at these warnings here, so it's basically saying, like, 15% of the area in that area. So, like, the chances of you even getting hit by a tornado in this red area is very rare. But, like, in this whole red area, like, there's a chance for 15%, you know, of this area that somebody's going to see a violent tornado in that area. So it's still rare, but you just, you know, you got to be prepared. It's like generally tomorrow we're just going to have like probably like a line of storms, and like all the tornadoes are just going to be on that one line the whole time. So like everybody everywhere else probably won't see anything. I'm just saying, for example, that could happen tomorrow, but like that's how it usually ends up, you know.
possible wedge.
You just can't predict it all the way. Like they got a lot of technology now with the weather balloons, and they're able to read and know like where all these tornadic storms are going to be now, but you can't like pinpoint exactly where, you know. Man, the storm sure is cranking.
A new tornado warning.
New tornado warning
has been issued.
Holy cow.
Max is lagging.
Brand new tornado warning for Cherry County, Nebraska.
It's a new tornado warning for Cherry County.
This is the new
same area.
Warning.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get any more tornado warnings anywhere else tonight. It's been we saw some rotation up there in Nebraska. I'm gonna go check up there again. I'm gonna refresh Max's stream for some reason because he's lagging really bad. There we go.
That is not like a huge funnel or tornado. That is likely just scary looking clouds. They're not really rapidly rotating or anything like that. They're already falling apart. So this could often be a mistake for a tornado. I'm not saying that this is the same thing that is going on with our actual possible tornado, but
South Dakota.
By the way, velocities are really strong. We actually might have a tornado in progress. Dan Fitz, I think, is driving through it, but
yeah,
this
one has a severe warning up here in Montana.
Fitz is right where.
I mean, it's definitely rotating. It's kind of far from that radar, but they haven't tornado warned any of that yet. And these storms up here in seen a little bit of rotation up here.
We may have a new tornado on the ground. It's gonna be rain wrapped, but
nothing's been tornado warned up here yet, though. Let me look at the National Weather one again.
Calf Creek Road.
Perhaps this. What's going on exactly with all these storms up here?
It's back over to Connor.
Gotta get back out ahead of it again, chat.
They haven't warned anything in South Dakota yet. We don't even have a severe
Fitz will have nowhere to
thunderstorm
go. I
warning for
think
that.
he's
But then we
still
do have
on
a severe
Whitman Road. I
one
don't
for
think
the
he's
one
on
up here in
Calf Creek
Montana.
Road.
Let's see if anything formed up here in Texas yet. Yeah, it looks like something might be trying to start to form up out here east of Lubbock.
Velocities are still really strong right now going along Calf Creek Road. The Northwest Iowa storm
I
chasers
thought I
will be
seen
coming to
something,
Mount.
maybe not. Oh yeah, right here. Looks like a little bit of stuff might be forming up here. That's pretty far down south though.
For the $100 super
Our
chats. Really
5%
appreciate the
warning's like
generosity.
right up in here between Lubbock and Amarillo.
Shout out to Zachary with the Venmo donation, graduation gift. Congratulations on your degree. I appreciate
Storm's
that.
looking kind of big right here.
So,
It's coming
for those
in
that are wondering,
Nebraska.
by the way, I know the stream's been kind of crazy, but officially, I think officially, it's not official yet, but I have officially at least completed all my classes and all my final
Tor
exams
E.
as of
There's
today.
nobody out here. They don't
So,
need a
big
Tor
W.
yet.
Also, Shoal has. I don't think Shoal has it anymore. Shoal has around 2-inch
So much
sized hail
interference
in his
too,
area,
man.
so there's been around
Ugh.
2-inch sized hail.
This interference and inflow,
We'll be
man, I don't
graduating
even know
most
what's
likely
what at
within the
this
next
point.
9 or 10
I
days
can't tell if
with
that's
a
interference or
bachelor's
inflow
degree
that's
meteorology.
causing this big mess on the
We'll
radar.
officially be a
You
meteorologist.
just can't make any sense of it the way it looks right now.
As a reminder, by the way,
Yeah,
if you're
there's
new to the
so
channel, make sure to
much. Look at
subscribe
all
down
this
below.
purple. It's just,
Again, we will be live here as long as this is still
it's
tornadic
obliterating the
enough to
radar
the point where we
data.
need to be
You
live
can't
for it.
see anything here.
Also, don't forget to click the bell icon so you're notified with the latest updates. This is not going to be our only live stream. We will be live tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday with severe weather coverage. I know I really did not plan on being live today, but we've been live for again, a wedge tornado that was ongoing for over an
National
hour.
Weather's calling it out right here. 3,200 feet all the way up to
Absolutely bonkers what we've seen on
35,000. This
today's
thing's
stream
cranking
already.
at EF2 strength, it looks like. I don't know if they have a radar on wheels here or what, but
Earlier in the stream, though, we had a 1
can't
hour
really see
wedge
it with
tornado.
the
This is from again, John McKinney,
the North Platte radar.
who was one of the first storm chasers to spot this tornado. He was on it pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, this
it
is
was a
literally
huge
the only
wedge.
radar
It
we
was
can
about
use
a
right now.
mile to
So
2 miles
that's it.
wide. We
North
don't
Platte's
exactly
the
know
only
how
one you can
large,
see
but
the
it was
storm with.
fairly large. And again, that's just one of the images of this huge tornado that was ongoing earlier in the stream.
This is an urgent
Also, we
alert.
don't have a
A
PS4
tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
All right, they have upgraded this tornado warning. We are back to a confirmed tornado warning here off to the north of Highway 2 in Cherry County. It's also producing baseball-sized hail on this cell. So this is up to baseball-sized hail. If you are in this warning, seek shelter. The velocities are, once again, pretty much off the charts. So we could have another wedge in progress right now. We don't have any visual confirmation right now. There will be another chaser back over near 97 that is going to be near this. Connor is obviously repositioning. There are several storm chasers here. With the amount of lightning that we're seeing, it might be a bit easier to see. These are the velocities not bugged out. Again, very strong rotation right now.
Bugged out.
Around this mesocycle.
So it's been buggy nonstop.
Going away from the radar. And we likely
He's
have
like,
a
here are the velocities
tornado
not
in
bugged out,
progress gonna be coming
finally.
up towards Highway 97. So if you are in this warning, make sure that you're in your safe
Looks
place.
horrible to me. See, like Radar Omega with
Those
Max
around the
season,
lowest
it doesn't show
possible.
any of this
And
purple.
dangerous storm
Just
right
shows
now
nothing
off
there.
to the northeast here in Nebraska, off to the northwest of Mullen. Long term, this will be coming up towards Highway
Oh my
97.
goodness,
We
yeah.
have Kennedy and Simeon, as well as Valentine, that are in the long-term tracks.
So
of this
pink's
supercell. This is
120
kind of
miles
the
an hour
general
right here. If you
direction that
move
it's
this up
going.
right here, you see
We
the
could
miles
see
per hour.
another
We're in the pink.
Supercell try to form out in front of this and try to also produce a tornado.
But
So
we
I'll
got
keep
the
an eye on
purple
that as
ones
well.
right next to it, so I really don't
But yeah,
know
once again,
what
this
we
is
can
also
believe
undoubtedly
here.
another strong tornado in progress near
Thinking,
Calf
yeah, it's like right
Creek
here is where it
Road.
should be.
So another tornado that is in progress.
Right here it's showing blue, light blue, which is about 100 miles an hour, and then orange, which is about 60,
Shout out to
70.
Michael with the 10 gift
So
memberships.
yeah,
Really
if
appreciate
that's
that.
properly
Line.
showing the information, it's about 180
Going
mile
numbers
per hour
is Nate
rotation
Jersey for the
there,
generous
gate
super
to
chat. Great
gate.
job with school. Appreciate you doing the stream and keeping up with school. I appreciate that. It was the grind, but I do appreciate it.
I mean, it does look bad. I mean, this is almost in
Brian
this shape
Shaw, I
right
don't know if
here,
he's doing it
so
right now, but he's been throwing hailstones at his car.
it's most likely a big violent tornado back on the
I
ground.
think he has, man.
And it might
He's
get
throwing
another
hailstones at his
tornado
car. His
or
car's
PDS
already
warning.
damaged enough, so oops, makes sense. If he does it again, it'll be bottom middle.
Hey, yes, CCG, we're in Nebraska right
Cool.
now.
Once you've graduated,
I'm
what's
zooming
next for
out.
you for job offers? I mean,
The only
obviously,
threat
I
we
don't
have
any
right
plans
now
to do
is
like
out
TJ
in
or anything like
Nebraska.
that. I'd
These
much
are the
rather
only
do
storms
YouTube.
that actually look
We're doing our own
threatening at
thing
the
here.
moment.
I mean, I literally have an employee now. Like, I mean, it's literally like, you know, It's a legit
Unless
thing
you
here on
live
YouTube.
right out here in the middle of nowhere in Nebraska, you're
Hey, howdy,
pretty
Hunter.
good right
Remember,
now.
welcome to the
You don't have
Velocities.
to worry
Yeah,
about
we're not going
anything.
anywhere.
I don't even think there's any houses out here. We
Yeah,
were
I can
looking
say
a
I'm
minute
good
ago.
Just max velocity. Thank you, Deanna, for becoming a member.
It's north of Whitman. I was
Don't forget,
looking
by the
on
way, one of the other things I want to remind you guys of, since a lot of you guys are tuning
Google
in, don't
Maps.
forget to
Like, I don't
follow
see
us on
any
Facebook
houses
and
up here.
Twitter, at Max Velocity WX. We post a lot of rapid fire updates on those
Whitman's
platforms
right here. The
regarding
tornado's
events that
like
are
right
happening
up
that we
here
might not
somewhere.
necessarily be live for. Also, don't forget we have a Discord server. You can join that. Link is in the description. Also, an update. We do have 3-inch size hail that is just reported back over 11 miles north of Whitman via a trained spotter. Ryan Scholl, who was in a similar
Yeah, this is out in the middle of
kind
nowhere.
area,
There's a little river.
he at least saw around 2.5-inch
The
size hail
fishies are going to see a
come.
tornado, I think.
Scholl is still looking at this storm right now.
There is a
This
house up
his
here,
view.
but I think it's nowhere near
There's
this
a little bit of
area.
lightning. I think there's just
We're gonna sit and watch the lightning for a little bit. We have over
Yeah,
2.
that's up in here. The tornado's over here somewhere.
I think Scholl's
Yeah.
still looking at where this tornado might be. The tornado at this point is going to be over now near Cattle.
I don't even know what to call this.
Going in
This
the
is like
direction of Highway
plains,
97.
right?
It's
Like,
going through pretty rural areas
doesn't
in
even look
Cherry
like
County
forest. It just looks like
and,
plains.
Grant County. I think this is only in Cherry County though now. Yeah, it's only in Cherry County.
I've never been to Nebraska, but
Casey
yeah, I
says,
don't know what that
"Congratulations
is
on
out there. It looks like
graduating.
plains to me.
How did you start recording content like this? I started back in 2020 when I lived in Texas.
We're gonna do it again.
Apparently Ryan Scholl's going to throw more hailstones at his car.
Gonna throw more hailstones at his car. Silly.
You know me for becoming a member. But yeah, I really started doing videos back in like 2020. Bro is literally chucking hailstones at his car.
These guys are
Wow,
goofballs.
that's aggressive.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what is he doing? He's throwing hailstones at his car. Kids will be kids. Well, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for now because we don't have any houses in the area. But if it starts to get bad and we start to have some people on the threats and some tornadoes, I'm going to start stream again. But what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and post Max Velocity in the chat. And so he's still going to do coverage, I believe. And like I said, if it starts to get worse again, I'm going to come back. Let me go ahead and put him in the description here. Or he's in the description, but right here. Oh nope, I didn't copy it. I'm trying to. Select all.
Absolutely crazy.
All right, right here. This is Max Velocity. I just linked it in chat, guys. I really appreciate anybody stopping in. Please like and subscribe. Come back anytime. Ask about the weather, especially if it's in your area. But thanks for coming in, guys. Take it easy.
Once again,